What is up, everyone? It is Psycho Blue, conductor of the Hype Train, Mr. Hype Gems, hashtag Crosswires, hashtag Street Fighter 6. It's time for another edition of The King Returns. This is the footage for Street Fighter 6 at TKR number 15. 15 months of the premier monthly for fighting games in the Richmond area. Once again, we are located at Dawnstar Games, which is a change from last year when we were at Castleberg Brewery. You see the flyer up there and that snazzy new RVA FTC logo. Full Street Fighter Cross Tekken aesthetics with Kazuya's glove and Ryu's glove clashing as they always do on this channel. And it's time to check out the clash of Richmond's best for the, I would say, one of the top two hottest fighting games around here. I don't want to make the Tekken 8 people mad. Street Fighter 6. And my boy Bison's back, but not in this VOD. We'll focus on that as the summer progresses. But for now, let us check out the action of June with the two casters I have employed for this event. Caster number one, introduce yourself.
Oh, I guess I'll start. I didn't remember. I didn't know I had numbers. Hi, Captain No Fun reporting for duty, and I am excited to be on deck for the Return of Kings, my first ever online tournament. So, it's gonna be a lot of firsts for me, but I'm happy to be here, super humble, and very excited.
Well, don't worry. That number one was for first come, first serve. So, tailing behind at the anchor position.
Hello, everyone. Greetings and salutations. My name is Winged Regent, here to do some commentary for Street Fighter 6. Now, Psycho Blue mentioned over here you're going to upset the Tekken people. Now, I am one of those Tekken people, so you need to be careful with some of that. But, I'm coming over here for Street Fighter just to, scout out things, just to see Street Fighter 6 firsthand. But all jokes aside, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 have been both killing it in the fighting game scene right now. Some of the best fighting games that we've seen in quite some time. And it's great to see both games thriving. And we're going to see some of Richmond's best competing right now in the King Returns 15 for Street Fighter 6. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that on this channel, anytime a Tekken character does show up here, the Tekken character is usually much stronger than the Street Fighter character. So, have no fear. Whether it be Street Fighter Cross Tekken or Tekken Tag 2, where there are no Street Fighter characters.
Don't worry. I love both. All the kidding aside, I love both games. Both are fantastic games. I enjoy spending my time playing, practicing, and watching either gameplay. So, but it's nice to hear in regards to the Tekken representation in your stream.
Wow, as a Street Fighter main, I feel like I'm the guest in the house, but I'll just make like a good guest and find my seat.
All right, let's see what we got, everybody.
The Macho Man. I'm tired of playing the sidelines. Gotta make my own highlights. It's time to heat up for the fight of my life. Show 'em what I got, 'cause you know that it's my time. Drop till I fall, boy. Give it my all, boy. Got me feeling we gon' crank it up. Boy. The time has come, the bell is run. No weekends here, you know that I'm a star.
Kind of reminds me of... Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Uncharted 2, actually. If I'm going for a bit of a throwback.
Oh man, Uncharted 2 was one of my favorite PS3 era games. Yeah, it has that sort of feel, to it, and kind of like a throwback to Bison Stage, which is fitting with JP, as the representative character. But right now, we've got Dollar Bill on the Zangief with Ominous going out, showing the rhythm, going in with DJ.
This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Zangief has been eating very well. He's been having his borscht since Season 2. And DJ's always been ridiculously strong.
Yeah, DJ's got his strengths. He's got a little bit of changes in Season 2 that kind of bring him to what people consider a more regulated level. But right now we see Geef jumping over with the cross-up, already with the spinning lariat. And immediately Geef asserting pressure with the drive rush and keeping him in the corner.
Yeah, Geef's pressure is insanely good, especially with that headbutt making him +4. Drive rushing Geef is just, it's just a freight train coming at you.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most frightening images here. Parrying the air slasher. Oh, nice drive rush sway into the throw. Sways again to shimmy out of that.
The Dollar Bill is definitely using DJ's best weapon, which is the drive rush. Unfortunately, he just couldn't sway out of the way. The life lead was just too much for him.
Yeah, just a little bit in his range there with that other sway. Went for the drive rush and then got caught with the hey, and then knocked into the sky, but eats the pile driver on the way in.
And that's going to really hurt because he's going to be taking drive gauge damage, and you don't want to be burned out against Zangief. Great turnaround from Ominous with the parry and the side switch.
Ooh, looked like Ominous tried to do a cross-up there, but got caught on the way down, missed the cross-up, and he just capitalized with the poke to take the first game as we go straight into game 2.
It really looks like that Ominous is taking the turnaround. He's doing the right moves, but he's doing them way too late where the life advantage is way too much.
Where he's like, he has the right idea, but maybe the wrong timing, trying to, catch Geef in a particular position. He tried the air slasher there, he jumped right over it. Oh no, drive impacted into another pile driver.
Yeah, Dollar Bill is definitely cashing out with that 360 training, but Ominous, great confirmation to the combo drive rush, and we're going to send Geef into the corner.
Here we go, nice throw break. Kind of eyeing each other up, headbutt into the drive rush, and then the kick right to the head, and Dollar Bill takes the round.
Yeah, Dollar Bill's been doing a great job jumping over Ominous's fireballs. DJ is prone to jump-ins because his fireballs have longer recovery than most of the cast.
Yeah, right now we're seeing Ominous again trying to take advantage of that, but then goes for the drive rush and then gets caught running right underneath the jumping Zangief with the cross up. A double drive rush into the level 3, and this is going to do it.
Yeah, Dollar Bill has some Ominous fans, and this is maximum Russian damage, taking him the game.
Just like that, the double drive rush at the end to nail the level 3, giving him the 7 golden letters, signed, sealed, and delivered from Dollar Bill to Ominous, from Mother Russia to the land of Jamaica. Dollar Bill taking it 2-0 and sweeping the set.
Very decisive. What I found very interesting about that match was that Dollar Bill was able to take over the momentum, even in the hyper close ranges, which typically was where Zangief was weak, especially against the DJ.
Yeah, we saw like a lot of adjustments made to Zangief with Season 2. He got a few more plus frames. He's got a little more viability to strike instead of just doing the grabs. And DJ lost some of his viability as well. So it's kind of like we saw a little bit of that equalization in play here as we go right into the start of Season 2 with Street Fighter 6. A lot of things that we've seen in the past season of Street Fighter 6 are going to be turned on their head with certain characters. Certain characters like Zangief made off better than others in the patch, so maybe we're seeing a sign of that in this tournament, and maybe a sign of things to come in the future of SF6.
Excellent, but that was a great match. I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, let's see if we get right into the next one. We had Dollar Bill, going again straight set there, cleaning it out 2-0 on that one, and not even a round went Ominous's way. With that Zangief was always a scary threat, with his power, and now we got to see what, if anyone is going to be able to stop this freight train from going through. But we got to see what we're going to get for our next match to come here.
Yeah. While we wait for that, I do find it interesting that Dollar Bill, one of the deciding factors for him was he had so many unanswered jump-ins. So if his opponent finds some way to lock down the sky, it will be a different tempo in this match.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of those unanswered jump-ins. He was able to jump over and get the cross-ups almost with ease in that match. We saw him get a good, 3-4 cross-ups. We got the punish counters in there as well. A lot of it was the cross-ups. A lot of it was also the timing was in Dollar Bill's favor. We saw, like you pointed out, Ominous was doing certain moves, but maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe the health situation wasn't right to take that risk. And we saw Dollar Bill being more keen on taking advantage of those situations, finding the proper time to do the cross up, finding the right distance even to do the cross up, and evading pretty much anything that Ominous could throw at him at those times. As looks like we have a controller problem.
That's always a strong matchup against any fighting tournament is a controller issues. That's like what, 9-1?
It's an 8-2, 9-1 matchup. It's something along there. It's very much in the favor of the technology. We still, we have the technology, but when the technology turns against us, well, there's not much we can do about that one at that point.
Agreed. Oh, by the way, just so I can pick your brain a bit, Winged, who's your main? I always like to know what characters my partner likes to play.
All right, so my main in Street Fighter 6 is a tragedy. It's Manon right now. I've
Oh,
mained Manon. I know. Don't do
see,
me like that.
no, no, see, you know how I know you like your main a lot?
Mm.
Because plebes like me say Manon, but you go Manon. You went through the trouble of adding the French accent.
I make a point to like understand and like know how to pronounce like the name. So for me, like others say, yeah, it's Manon, and I'm like, no, it's Manon. But yeah, Manon is my main in Street Fighter 6. I've played her since day one of SF6, and it's been a struggle to see. I still find Manon fun to play, is the important thing. But I just wish that she had some better tools to go with how fun she is to play. And hopefully in the future, they announced that there will be smaller updates coming in the future instead of these big, large-scale, game-changing updates. We're going to get more frequent, smaller updates in the future. So maybe, fingers crossed, Manon gets a little bit of a focus there, because Lord knows she needs it, and I'm
Yeah,
begging.
people are if Zangief was eating, she is still waiting in the buffet line. But Tea Time and Trey Star are on deck. We are in the character select screen, and I actually find this one of the more interesting elements of the game. Especially, check out Trey Star right there, checking the buttons. So many matches are lost when people don't do this.
Yeah. A lot of fighting games now have been implementing a button check feature. I think this is something that was implemented as far back as like DOA 5, VF5, FS, and we see more games do that. And it's important to go in there, check your buttons, get the feel for it before you go into the game. And then as you start the game, you're like, okay, I'm already settled in. My buttons are set. We can go in. Let's rock.
Let's rock indeed. Tea Time versus Trey Star Ryu, the Balance Shoto versus the Taekwondo fighter worth $1 million. Let's see how this goes out.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. We talked about characters making out like bandits in the patch. Shuri not really getting nerfed too much, but Ryu getting a lot of solid changes in this recent update. We're going to see how that's going to factor into this match.
Yeah, especially where Ryu's tools. Look at that. Drive rush overhead. He leaves him plus. Hurricane kick. Okay, a little too much to the overcommitment. Trey Star doesn't punish as much as he should. And just like that, Tea Time already takes the momentum back, and that's going to be his round.
Ooh, nice combo, good punish. Got him in the corner, that ended it with a solid drive rush combo into a shorty to take that round as we go right into round 2. Trey Star with the neutral jump, right there with the punish, and then going for the drive rush, but doesn't get the follow-up.
Pay special attention to Tea Time. Ryu's keeping the jury right at the tip of his toes. And, well, Trey Star is still just finding a way to get in.
Yeah, right there. Nice drive rush. Goes for the throw. You know, nice and simple damage there. And there's the punish counter. Gets the full combo into the level 3 Shin Shoryu to take the game and go up 1-0 against Trey Star.
There's something about Ryu's offense. It's like being served well-made pancakes, hash browns, and bacon. It's not world-breaking, but like, oh, it's so comforting to watch it.
There's something almost nostalgic in seeing a good Ryu go at it. After all these years, Ryu being the mainstay of the series, there's something really at home seeing Ryu do well at Street Fighter. As we see Judy staking their claim as one of the new mascots of the series, trying to keep the pressure on Ryu, but Ryu answers back, finds the opening.
Yeah, pay special attention how Trey Star is using both the standing medium punch and the crouching medium kick. That's Jury's main way of engaging and doing poke strings. But Tea Time finding his own way to engage, putting Trey Star in the corner again, and wow, another match where Ryu is cornering his opponent on the right side of the screen.
Yeah, normally we see like Judy being the one that dominates, with the pressure in the corner, but we're not seeing Trey Star. Oh, wait, as I say that, Trey Star getting Tea Time in the corner. Now we're going to see the drive rush, the combo, pushing in, but the wake up EX Shoryu getting Ryu out of that situation.
Yeah, Tea Time took a gamble with the OD, got out. Trey Star just needs to find a way to get Tea Time to keep blocking, where it's just always feels like it's Tea Time's turn. And another level 3 Shoryu, another match ending on the right side of the screen that finishes with a level 3. 2 matches for Tea Time.
Wow, Tea Time 2 straight, taking it to Trey Star with the Ryu. Again, we saw Ryu in the balance patch getting a lot of changes, a lot of good buffs thrown Ryu's way to sort of bring Ryu up to snuff with the other, you could say, Shotos of the game. we see with the addition of Akuma, the absolute powerhouse that Akuma is, Ken getting little adjustment, but nothing too groundbreaking with him, nothing too base breaking rather with him. But now Ryu being brought up to standard with the other Shotos, I think we're going to see a lot more Ryus in these tournaments and these big events than we did before.
This match right here was dictated by spacing. T-Time was able to keep Traystar in the perfect optimal range of a crouching medium kick, where everything he was able to land was able to be hit confirmed into big combos that Traystar just could not take advantage of.
Yeah, that was a big thing that you pointed out earlier, keeping Traystar right at the tip of the medium kick. So that way, any little thing that they try to do, if they stepped forward even a little bit, they were going to eat that just at the very end of their range. And as long as it hits, you can drive rush cancel. You don't need to be close range to do that. It doesn't matter where you get hit, as long as it hits. So that was very good placement by T-Time, very good ability to control the spacing. And another thing to factor in is we didn't really see a lot of Hadokens, a lot of projectile zoning. The zoning was done by Ryu's normals and the kind of buffs they've given Ryu and what he can do now as he approaches, as he decides to make space physically instead of having to throw out his fireballs in this game.
Yeah, T-Time was really using the modern mechanics of Street Fighter 6 as opposed to the classic mechanics of Ryu. Street Fighter 6 is all about the drive gauge, to the blessing and dismay of certain players out there.
Yeah, the drive gauge is a massive change in Street Fighter 5. Excuse me, in Street Fighter 6 compared to Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 was a lot more, defensive. We saw a lot more shimmying in that regard, and it felt very much like a game where it was a more controlled, sort of stagnant, maybe a little stoic sort of playstyle. Street Fighter 6 encourages you using your drive gauge to get in there, do a little more damage, get in someone's face, find that opening, force an opening. And you have that aspect of, if you blow your drive gauge too quickly, you wind up in the a bad position where now stun is tied to the drive gauge as well, and that's something that needs to be factored in.
It certainly is. Going by this fight and the dollar bill fight previously, it really shows the interesting nature of pools where anything can happen. And right now we've just had 2 blowout matches, but as more players are eliminated and the stronger players are seeded through, we're definitely going to be seeing more of a back and forth and a volley between these matches.
Right, that's always the big thing with different tournaments when you see the pool settings, and it's one of those things where it shows how important it is as a tournament organizer to sort of set the pools in a certain way, so that way the players in the bigger matches get into those situations in later rounds of the tournament, and you occasionally get the big upsets with certain names in the pools making it through, going against the bigger players that have already established themselves. But as you said, anything can happen in pools. You get these 2-0 matches. Sometimes you see an upset go the other way, and sometimes you see a match that's grand finals worthy in the pools. But once you get to the main tournament, top 16, top 8, you start seeing the leveling out of the play styles. You start seeing the players that were 2-0ing earlier in pools, they're now starting to find each other, and then you start getting the very close, matches that come down to the final round sort of scenario.
Yeah, it just really speaks to how things can change on a dime. I'll tell you one thing: when I get 0-2'd at a tournament, I'm not feeling the bee's knees.
No, there's that mental aspect in that. Yeah, it's you get 2-0'd in that sort of situation, and then you have to wonder if you get 0-2'd in a pool, you get sent to losers. And then you have to find a way to pick yourself up and realize the tournament's not over yet. You're sent to losers. You can still fight back. You can still find your way back into that winning scenario. But for some players, getting 0-2'd in pools is enough to just demoralize them completely. That's the whole mental aspect of it as well. And then for players that get 0-2'd completely in a tournament, it makes a lot of players question where they fit in the tournament scene. And that's a whole mental aspect of the tournament game.
All right, next match we have, Earthbender going with Dhalsim. That's clearly a Firebender right there, okay? Just saying.
No, wait, no. His name is Enter the Blender. So he's going to be mixing. He's going to be mixing people up with the teleport. So this is on brand.
He already mixed me up with his name.
Well, we're going to see more of it. We're going to see mixing up with the limbs. We're going to see mixing up with the teleports. This is going to be an interesting matchup with Dulcim here.
Yeah, Dulcim. I remember seeing in a tweet that was compiling the master count, population.
Yes.
Dulcim has the fewest players in master rank.
Yeah, Dulcim has always been the weird one in these Street Fighter games. Like, even in the games that he's relatively decent in, you don't see a lot of players willing to put the time in to practice or to learn Dulcim, whether it's because of like his stretchy limbs that extend his hurt box, so it makes it easy for him to be punished despite him having a longer range, or just because of how floaty he is. Dulcim just always has this weird sort of player base around him, or this weird minimal player base, I should say, around him. But now we're seeing Stokage against Stokage with an Ed against the Dulcim.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Ed is kind of similar in Dulcim in a way where he has just no like middle ground. He either has long normals or stubby normals.
Yeah, and as right there we see, as soon as the match starts, that we see the floatiness, but we also saw a little bit of the range, and the teleport's already taking full advantage of that. And right there, Stokage with the answer.
Yeah, Enter the Blender is trying to use Dulcim Slide. Dulcim Slide is frustratingly versatile because it goes underneath so many things and is like not punishable, which is a rarity with most slides. Stokage getting drive impact. Oh, we got a little bit of a chance.
Yeah,
These are the critical moments in the match.
Nice cleanup there by Into the Blender. A little bit of a fumble there, but picked it right back up and dunked it right back in for the round, as we see them trying to set the stage for round 2.
Yeah, it's really important when to identify when your opponent drops the ball and how far can you take that ball to their end zone.
Yeah, and right now, oh, nice. Stokage with the throw, getting Dulcim in the corner. Goes for the drive impact for the stun. And here we go. What we're going to see, no, didn't get the loop, and immediately Dulcim wakes up and cashes out with the super.
Yeah, and let's pay attention to the drive gauge. Both these players are burnt out, and I do feel like being burnt out favors Dulcim more than it does Ed. Especially with the low health.
Oh yeah, I do agree in that situation. Ed is someone who really makes a lot of use of his drive gauge, as we saw in that scenario. Into the Blender going up 1-0, and right now we're going into game 2, and second verse, same as the first, it looks like so far.
Yeah, Stokage has to be very careful with his parrying because he's getting punished, and every time you get punished, you do lose more of your drive gauge, and as a long-range zoner, you are salivating at those opportunities.
Yeah, and right there we see a good uppercut there by Stokage, who's trying to reach into the Blender. Goes for the double drive rush. Now his drive gauge is really low, but he's not going to need to make much use of it.
But he did teleport right close to Stokage. This is Stokage's chance. Burnt out, Dulcim in the corner. Make your opponent... Oh, well, you make your opponent win there. Well, that was a momentum shift.
Yeah, that's the scary part with Dulcim. You get him in the corner, and if you don't stay on him and smother him in that corner, you can just teleport right out and take advantage. And we saw that as Into the Blender took the round. But right there, Stokage all going in for... doesn't get the full extension off the level 2, unfortunately.
Yeah, combo drops do happen in tournaments as a combination of nerves and anxiousness. It just happens. It's how our execution stays up in these pivotal moments determines how good we are.
Yeah, sometimes you get the combo drop, and the important thing is to act like it was just a reset and just say, I meant to do that. And right there, Enter the Blender, creates spacing, teleports back, and gets to take game 2. Again, another quick 2-0. This one going into the Blender's favor with the Dulcim.
Yeah, Enter the Blender did have some fumbles, as you said. Stokage did have moments where they were on top, especially when Dulcim was in the corner, but Stokage overcommitted to the offense. Dulcim did a quick teleport, turned the tables around, and turned misfortune into fortune.
Yeah, we saw a lot of interesting scenarios there where like both players were dropping some situations. But like I said, important thing, you fumble, big deal, act like it's a reset. Try to keep yourself composed enough to take advantage of those moments. And even then, in those situations, a fumbled combo can still mean more damage because now the proration of the combo damage, the scaling of the combo damage has been erased. So it sometimes gives players more of an opportunity to make the most of it. But as we saw there, Stokage was stuck in the corner after Dulcim teleported out, switched the positions, and just found the good range to poke, and then took the round that way. Really good stuff by Enter the Blunder.
Did you just find an academic way to explain the American reset?
This is what I've trained for. While many players were pressing the buttons, I studied the terms.
I studied the terms. I always have an excuse. Drive reversal. Drive reversal. It's an American reset.
But yes, in that regard, yes, that would be what would be called the American reset for players who are familiar with that term.
I always find the dynamics of online tournaments interesting because you get to have the stress of a real tournament, but be surrounded by your home where you're typically not stressed out. So it's this wonderful, what's that word I'm looking for? Misalignment of expectations. You know, you're feeling something unfamiliar in a familiar location.
Right, it's an interesting sort of pressure cooker of sorts in that regard. For some players, for some people, they feel a certain way playing on home turf, on home territory. They feel like, this is their location, this is their local, this is their town, so to speak. Shout out to Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But it becomes that sort of situation where it's that moment of, okay, this is my home, but I need to perform better for my home. I need to play a certain way for my home. And for some players, it adds a whole different mindset. Some players get psyched out by that. Some players thrive in that sort of situation. It's this sort of blending of despair and euphoria that you find in that sort of situation in regards to playing for your people, because there's that fear of disappointment, but then there's also that thrill of victory that's awaiting at the end.
All right. Man, blending of despair and euphoria. Maybe you should take up a job being a writer for Danganronpa.
I am a freelance writer and editor, so maybe.
Okay, so we got Robot and Wakanda?
Rodbot and Raikkoda, I believe.
Raikkoda versus Rodbot.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, we got that. Raikkoda.
Rodbot going to Akuma. Akuma has been terrorizing people, and I don't think the rise in Akuma is just new character newness.
Not at all. The Akuma onslaught that we see with Street Fighter 6 is a mixture of course, new character, but Akuma being someone who's long been awaited to make his return, and the sheer power. We talked about it earlier. Akuma being such a strong character right out the gate in Season 2. They go against another person who seemed to win a fair bit from the Season 2 patch in Kimberly. See how this shakes out.
Yeah, but one thing that Raikkoda has to be knowledgeable on is how to reverse a lot of Akuma's pressure strings. Kimberly has been notorious for lacking a consistent reversal.
Yeah, that's always one of the things that could lead to a situation turning around in that sort of fight. But right now we see Akuma with the throw. He's gonna keep the pressure going, and there's the kicks into the corner, into the Shokunetsu Hadoken, and into the Shoryu to take the round.
Normally that combo would not have killed in that situation, but because Raikkoda was shimmy, the punish counter scaling just affected it that much.
Yeah, just a little bit. But
whoa, that
nice.
Beautiful cross up with the I don't want to call it a hurricane kick, but it sure looks like one.
It's effectively a hurricane kick, Bushin Ryu taken from Guy, but it's effectively the hurricane kick, just in his own style. But as we see Rodbot keeping the pressure going, Raikkoda trying to fight out of it, and there's the super to force their way out.
That outside of drive reversal is Kimberly's only real reversal. Oh, gets the counter head kick, doesn't believe in it, tries to switch, gets the switch side, and great use of the Vagabond Edge to make space for the throw. We have a tied match, the first time we've seen one today.
And there we go. Now we're seeing some of the skill leveling out here. We're seeing some of the matches that begin to shift in momentum one way or the other. As we see Raikkoda pushing Rodbot into the corner this time. This time, Raikkoda asserting themselves.
Rodbot sensed the throw loop, did not want that for breakfast, but eats a standing medium kick. Raikkoda uses drive reversal, And Rodbod
Mm,
battles his way out of the corner. This is some good awareness from Rodbod.
yeah, knowing when to get a little scrappy and then do the light jabs to get themselves out of there. And here we go, the kicks into the level 3. It's going to do some hefty damage.
Don't punch a little girl on the star. That's so. Oh, that's mean. It's mean.
Oh, just turned her into a crater for a second there. Left an indent in the planet, the shape of her face. As Akuma with the Hadokens going for the air Hado, but Raikkoda not intimidated.
All right, Kodai taking a little, playing a little patient. Now they have their drive gauge back. Right, Kodai needs to make some moves. Akuma is in the corner. You got a lot of gauge. You got a lot of meter. Spend it. Do something.
Oh, good poke, good poke. Open them up with the kick. They blocked and then went for the poke to take the game. As Raikkoda goes up 1-0.
Yeah, great use of spacing from Raikkoda. Gets the standing medium kick, combos in, and pushes Akuma into the corner, and Akuma just jumps out.
Yeah, right there, went for the drive reversal, but got it blocked, and now Rodbot in an inverse of the previous round has Raikkoda in the corner.
Now, Raikkoda is low on drive gauge, 2 bars. This is ample time for Akuma to make something happen.
One of his new tools. He can teleport into a command grab, but Raikkoda there, very nicely timed with the drive parry against the drive impact. And just like that, the momentum's turned in Raikkoda's favor.
Yeah, Rodbod using new tools, but Raikkoda countering with something from the old. Now for something blue, which is black and blue for Rodbod. Completed that metaphor.
Well played. Well done. Tip of the hat to you for that one as Raikkoda jumps over the Hadouken to continue the momentum that they took from the previous round.
Yeah, it really feels like Raikkoda is settling into a groove and dictating the pace of this match. And Rodbod, when it's getting close, he's a little bit more apprehensive approaching Kimberly.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit more of that apprehension here, but right now, as Raikkoda's pushing in, Rodbot is finding the answer to kind of push Raikkoda back away. As I say that, mistimes the parry, eats a drive impact into the wall. This is gonna hurt.
Tries to mix him up with a hurricane kick overhead, does another throw, goes for a shimmy. Oh, there was a shimmy opportunity, missed it, but it doesn't matter. Confirms that combo. 2-0 Raikkoda to Rodbot. Wow, that match, it was looking very strong for Rodbot, but Raikkoda found a way out and found a way to win.
Yeah, that was a very good, well-played match by Raikkoda. We saw a lot more of the strategy side of things come into play with Kimberly. Saw a few more of the shimmies come into play. We saw it come to play, especially at the end, where we saw Rodbod go for the throw as Raikkoda stepped in, but Raikkoda stepped back just out of distance. And just like that, whiffs the throw. Raikkoda moves in, smells blood in the water, and just like a shark, pounces on it and then takes the game. Raikkoda going up 2-0.
You know what we didn't see from Rodbod that in all those situations?
Hmm.
An OD reversal.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't. Well, we saw like one wake up, like EX Shoryu, but only one. We
Only
didn't
one.
see any like overdrive reversals. No, didn't really see that a lot in this play. We could have like maybe done a little more when Raikkoda pushed up on them a little bit. Could have done a way to like stem the tide of Raikkoda's pressure.
Yeah, it's always just like an interesting gamble because you feel like you're at roulette and do you bet on black or you bet on red where
Right.
sometimes you feel like I'm just gonna hold my money and not play, and then the dealer just finds a way to just get into your pocket and take your bucks.
Yeah, it's always an interesting scenario to be in where you're down in health significantly. The opponent is keeping pressure momentum on you. And there's two schools of thought there. There's one school of thought that says, weather the onslaught, weather the storm, block everything that you can, parry, do what you can to block, and then find the opening patiently. Or there's the other school of thought that says get a little desperate. You're losing, you're down a game now and around. You're low on health, you have nothing left to lose. Scrap it out, see what happens. Throw out an overdrive reversal. Throw out a drive impact. Throw something out to try to reverse it because what you're doing right now is not working. And so, it's hard to make those calls in the middle of, as I referred to it before, the pressure cooker that is a tournament matchup. It's hard to make those calls in that situation because sometimes, I've been in situations. Your mind wants to do one thing, your body does another. You can't really quantify what goes through your mind or what goes through your fingers in that sort of moment. So, really hard to say one way or another.
Yeah, you really feel like, if I don't do something, I'll die. And then that other side of the brain is, if you do something rash, you will die. And
Hmm.
it's like I got two wolves inside of me.
It's like I am going to die either way. So how do I go out? And it leads to those sort of situations.
Are you the type to press or hold the storm?
Ooh, it depends on the situation. It depends on how confident I'm feeling in that moment. If I
Broken like a
feel
true
like I
fighting
can
game player.
if I feel like that person, it depends on really who I fight against. If I feel like that person has that gumption to do something and then leave an opening, I'll try to weather. But if I feel completely overwhelmed, I will try to scrap out of it. That's the best way I could put it. If I'm feeling completely overwhelmed that I'm not sure they're gonna leave that opening, I'll press something to scrap out of it because I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I'm that way too, especially when my opponent has showed no reservation or hasn't put gaps in the offense.
Yes.
Now this is going to be interesting. Enter the Blender versus Dollar Bill. Now remember, Dollar Bill had a commanding lead of the skies, and Enter the Blender did a great job taking out Stokage in the air. So I want to know, will Dollar Bill be able to use those same crossups against Blender?
Oh yeah, that's going to be an interesting sort of matchup here because of Enter the Blender's aerial offense. We go into round one, we're going to see what they do.
Yeah, classic Dalsum is moving back. Your instinct to move back is heightened against a grappler, but with Dalsum, that is game. You're actually, in my opinion, not losing the spacing game if you move backwards.
Right, and here we see Into the Blender also taking a little more advantage of the range. Oh, but just like that, Dollar Bill gets up behind with that spinning pile driver and immediately answered back with the drive impact while Into the Blender goes for it and gets the stun in the corner.
Spinning wheel kick is a great overhead for Zangief, but is super susceptible to drive impact, and he's still using it. And now Enter the Blender had it. Oh, what? He grabbed the limb!
What? Dalsum stretched out his arms. Zangief said, "Give me a hand, I've got you." Picked them up into the slam and then into another pile driver. Just like that, Dollar Bill up one round.
Great use of the Siberian Express, and now Enter the Blender is going to be a lot more wary of throwing his limbs carelessly, but still, he has an all-expense ride to the Siberian Express.
All expenses paid, but Enter the Blender says, "Get me off this ride," as he teleports right to the other side and is using those projectiles, the Yoga Fire, using his long limbs, but hopefully he doesn't get caught. Zangief might grab a hand.
I would love to be able to teleport out of a bus ride I did not like.
Right now, Enter the Blender is living for all of us.
Oh, now, wait, bold move from Blender. He had the life lead, decides to go ahead and teleport in. It's working out for him, but Dollar Bill finding a way to get in. Enter the Blender using the teleports, but still eats a DDT for his troubles. Finally, he teleports away, but is in burnout.
Ooh, there's a good play there by Enter the Blender. Avoided the grab and then teleported away and got some offense there. Okay. Yeah, that was too far. Probably thought he was going to reach out with a limb and nail him with a level 3. Instead, got Yoga fired for his troubles. We go to final round.
It was an impressive call out. I admire Dollar Bill's guts, but now it has left him in the next match at a 0-3 super gauge deficit.
Yeah, it was pretty much for all or nothing on that one, for glory or for Vanglory Vanglory at that point. And right now, it's looks like Enter the Blender's trying to zone him out a little more, using projectiles, using the kicks. And there's the problem with the stretchy limbs, the hurt box being extended.
Especially with standing heavy punch. Dollar Bill was able to armor through, but this is classic Dalsum. I love to see it. I just hate to fight it. Siberian Express, Enter the Blender was not born yesterday. Great adjustment. First game, Enter the Blender.
Yes, really nicely played. Saw the Siberian Express coming and teleported right off the tracks and nailed him from behind to take game one. Really good play there by Dalsum as we go into game two.
And Dollar Bill needs to be more mindful of how they approach Dhalsim, especially with the use of the drive gauge. They've been doing a lot of unsafe moves that Blender has easily punished.
Right, and then also being able to do those fancy reads on Enter the Blender by grabbing the limbs. You know, it worked once, and it looked like Enter the Blender tried again, but this time only going for the pile driver as he gets up close in the corner. Oh, beautiful teleporting out, but Dollar Bill reading it and going for the knee and ending it with a clean combo to take the round.
Correct. The knee was low committal, allowing him to recover before the teleport was done. However, Enter the Blender has got a substantial life lead, and we're only 10 seconds in the match. I timed that.
Yeah, right now Enter the Blender like making quick work, like no, let's put this more to my advantage immediately. And right now we see a little more of the projectile game being used to set up Into the Blender's physical offense this time.
And we can see, this is what I was talking about before. Dollar Bill was using those jump in and is finding multiple ways of getting checked in the... Whoa! I didn't know he could go that far.
Yeah, the knee can go far, and that combined with Dhalsim's stretchy limbs, extending that hurt box, some weird things can happen as you play Dhalsim. And again, another final round situation as we go into this one.
Yeah, match point, Enter the Blender looking extremely good right now. This has to be a really bad match for Dhalsim. I think if I'm Dollar Bill, I want to just get some offense or at least score a knockdown.
Ooh, and just like that, Enter the Blender jumped over the grab attempt, or float over the grab attempt with his yoga, using the yoga teleport, but Dollar Bill armors through with the straight right hand. And right now, parrying. Siberian Express, no, goes over and hits the overhead to counter.
These are some real gutsy calls, and finally, Dollar Bill does something a little bit more tame. Enter the Blender burnt out, not necessarily near the corner, but on his side of the screen. This is time for... Whoa, Dollar Bill, I love the call-outs, but you might want to put a little less money on the casino table.
Oh, as we say that, Enter the Blender going for the level 2, while Dollar Bill is burnt out, and just like that, baited in the spinning lariat with the teleport, left Dollar Bill with no defenses, and just like that, the level 2 Yoga Inferno taking out Dollar Bill. 2-0, Enter the Blender. Really nicely played strategy there with his Dhalsim.
Especially when Zangief was stuck in burnout. When you're burnout, especially as a character with no projectile and your life is low, you're going to be making careless mistakes. And at that moment, Dollar Bill was stuck paying the tab.
Yeah, there was not much you could really do in that situation. You block it, you're going to eat a bunch of chip damage, because if you have no drive gauge, chip damage is now in effect, so it leaves you in a bad situation. And with a super, you can wind up getting chipped out in that sort of situation. He probably had enough health to survive that. But in that sort of scenario, you're not really considering that sort of situation. You see the level 2 coming, the teleport's coming in, Dhalsim's in your face, and now you have the physical presence of Dhalsim, the projectile presence of the Yoga Fireball, all of that coming in at once. What if Dhalsim decides to forego the fireball damage and throw you because you're blocking? You have that situation in your mind as well. All these different things going on in your mind that leads to that aspect of what we call mental stack, where you add so many situations, so many pivotal moments in the player's mind at the same time that the stack just becomes too heavy. And just like any old game of Jenga or any old stack of pancakes, eventually the whole stack falls over, and that's, I think, what we saw there in that last round.
Oh, whoa, save me the pancake cylinder. I don't let my pancakes stack so high because they're so delicious. I eat them before they can stack that high.
Okay, all right, fair enough, all right. But Jenga blocks. We'll stick with Jenga blocks.
Okay, yeah, I'm horrible at Jenga. We could. I'll give you the Jenga metaphor.
And
Tommy, John, and Falcon versus Tea Time. God, you know, I love fighting game names. I'm going to tell you that right now. They are my favorite because nobody is trying to make a fighting game name sound cool.
You know, that's a fair point. You see all these different like fighting game names like that. You look at and you're like, yeah, this name is cool. Then you see another name, you're like, that's an interesting name. And right now we have John A. Falcon against Tea Time going into this, and right now it's a classic matchup. Ryu versus Akuma. Tea Time even going with the classic Akuma colors with the red hair and the dark clothing. So this is going to Be a very interesting setup here with, I would argue, the two strongest Shotos in the game right now of the three.
Exactly. Ryu hits like a truck, and Akuma has way lower health than normal. However, Akuma has so many tools to just mess with your defenses and get in.
Yeah, Akuma in that weird archetype of having every tool in the game but having less health, but it doesn't matter if he makes you feel like you have less health, as we see here, where Falcon going in with the Akuma and T-Time going in, taking the throw, putting Akuma in the corner, and trying to keep the pressure going so that Falcon can't answer.
Yeah, Falcon tried to hit a button on that double gut punch. Remember, gut punch is plus on block. Oh, finally! A OD reversal takes the game. You gotta be cognizant of that when you're low on health and your opponent is on the ropes.
Yeah, one of those moves can just turn it around immediately, especially with how good Dragon Punches are in this game. But right now, oh, T-Time jumps over the projectile, goes for the Denjin Hashokeki, and then takes him into the corner, but answers back with the Shoryu.
Yeah, but look at that. That was 2 combos from T-Time, and already, oh, that's a dead Akuma. 3 combos. Akuma was touched 3 times, and he died.
Yeah, Akuma's low health does pay dividends at times. You do see those situations, but it's still a frightening proposition with the damage that Akuma could do on average.
T-Time rarely missed the drive rush opportunity. He landed the standing medium, but did not follow up, and now it's Falcon's turn to follow up, gets the side switch, and throws him to the other side of the screen. I don't know how I feel about that positioning-wise.
It's an interesting sort of scenario there. I think he probably realized that Ryu in the corner is almost the same problem either way, because you still have the wake up Shoryu. But let's see if he answers here. Oh, gets the corner, then hits him with the level 3. This might kill?
Oh, it's not might. It's dead.
This is killing.
That's CT, Concussion City, my friend.
Absolutely. Just planting his head into the dirt. And just like that, Falcon takes the first game. We go right into game 2.
T-Time trying to use the old reliable standing medium kick, but he's fighting another Shoto, so his ideal range is Akuma's ideal range too. But great combo conversion, charges up the fireball. Next time they trade fireballs, he will win.
Yeah, and right there we see, oh, we saw him try to go for the solar plexus punch, but Falcon immediately catching him, and T-Time throwing him. Looks like he's trying to keep the pressure to put Akuma in the corner.
Now, T-Time has to be wary about these OD reversals. Falcon is not afraid to spend the OD gauge to get out, especially because of Akuma's low life lead. And if he blocks one of those reversals, or, oh, little too slow on that drive rush follow-up.
Yeah, and right now, we see them both on burnout. Both don't have the meter to spend here. Sort of classic Street Fighter with both players now getting chipped out just little by little. Falcon gets the drive gauge back up first, followed by T-Time.
Yeah, what I'm surprised I did not see from T-Time is that Ryu has an extremely strong burnout loop using the Hoshogeki, and we did not see that in play.
Yeah, probably with his own overdrive gauge being burnt out, probably was a little worried, you know, he could get caught with something from Akuma. It was a scary threat no matter what in those situations. As we see it, overdrive Shoryu taking the advantage back, and there's the punish with the Hoshogeki into the mule kick, and now Falcon stuck in the corner. See, oh, and he's just immediately kicks his way out of it.
Yeah, John A. Falcon is 3 for 3 with OD reversals. T-Time needs to block one of these, put the brakes on some of his offense in order to turn this around.
And right now, Ryu's in critical art range. Blocks the blocks the jump in, goes for the drive rush. Nice jumps past the Asura Warp command grab.
Yeah. Go drive rush throw, bets it all, puts himself in burnout. Unfortunately, did not have the resources to cinch the deal. This is game match for John A. Falcon.
Oh man, going into the final round, Falcon at set point. Both players with 3 bars of super. Might see some meter usage here.
Oh, this is going to be big damage, but Falcon is not going to use a level 3. T-Time is in a good spot. Side switches. Falcon is in the corner. They both have similar drive gauges, and they're slugging it out. Oh, this is an aggressive Street Fighter match. I'm liking this.
Yeah, this is very aggressive, very in the pocket. Both players. There's the level 3 from the quick combo, and this should end it.
Falcon punch!
Oh, barely but he does the wake up level 3, and just like that, eats the throw, and that finishes it.
That Tea Time definitely felt killer instinct from John A. Falcon, but John did not have a reason to advance for the Okazami. He could have played it cool, and it paid off super well.
Yeah, there was that little moment there where, you know, he hit him with the level 3. We saw, and then as soon as he woke up, he answered back with a critical art. And it seemed like he was hoping that Falcon was going to be in his face like he was all game before. But Falcon conditioned him into that scenario and was like, you know what? This is a good time to back off. Let him blow the meter, whiff the move, and then I'll punish and take the round, take the game. Really good play there by Falcon. At the end of it, you know, just a simple throw, just ended it. You know, I like to say, give it a little kiss, keep it simple, son. And just like that, John A. Falcon throws him away and takes the round and takes the game.
John A. Falcon responding to me about silly sounding names. You know what? John A. Falcon sounds good. What I mean lack of cool names, I mean like I'm not seeing Death Sniper or Ninja Assassin or Shoto Master.
Yeah,
I get
or something edgy like Death Blade or something like that.
Zendatsu Killer. Also, I didn't want to let this go unacknowledged. I love the guttural knowledge.
You have to say those the edgy, darker names. You got to give it that oomph. You got to sit there and just be like, you know, Death Striker or something like. You have to give it that, and then you just have over here, you know, Margarita Love and Destroy over here as our upcoming player.
Look,
you know,
I've been listening to Jimmy Buffett, okay? So don't put like Margarita on my brain right now, all right?
I mean, as long as you're not wasting away again in Margaritaville, it's all good, man. But we got Margarita Love and Destroy and Light Strider up here.
Is it okay for me to watch the Eddie Burback video where he went and ate at every single Margaritaville in the nation? I love that video. I love that video.
Oh boy, this is what fighting game names do to people.
The Margaritaville Love and Destroy. He definitely doesn't want to be the one who's wasted away. I loved your reference so much, I'm gonna repeat it. And
go ahead, it's on the table. Go ahead and pick it up.
Light Strider, with a name like that, I would die of comedy if he picked E Honda. Come on, come on, come on.
Give us what we want.
Dramatic irony.
See, Margaret Love and Destroy going with Judy. Light Strider with Aki. Okay.
Aki would have been a good character for Margarita Love and Destroy. That would be it. Then you could apply like the Hangover and all that jazz.
With the poison effects. Yep, that's
exactly.
True. But this is an interesting one, especially with what Aki has seen at the end of season 1, and now what she's received going into season 2. This will be an interesting one.
This is definitely going to be a story of Margaritaville using Jury's standing medium and crouching medium kick, and how Light Strider is going to navigate the space, because Aki definitely has the stronger projectile.
Oh, for sure. And then Aki also has like the poison effects in her moves as well, and that's something that has to be noted, as well as some really interesting corner pressure, as we see Light Strider keeping that pressure going, gets the pop off the poison, and like I said, tried to get in the corner but scrapping her way out of it.
This is an unusually close-range match for Aki. I recently went back and watched Broski versus Mena RD, and Broski was not this close to his opponent.
Aki can function well at both ranges, I feel like. I've seen matches where Aki uses more of the range, more of her reach, and like the projectiles. And then I've seen matches like this with Aki where they get really up close to keep the pressure going when the person's been poisoned, to force that damage over time. But as we see Margarita Love and Destroy taking the destroy route in that one, ending the game with a good simple drive rush combo and taking the rounds we're going to game 2.
Drive rush is -6 on block, which is the exact frames of a standing medium, but Light Strider, this is why Aki's so scary. When you're in poison and near burnout, this woman can wreck your bar.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, that close range effect. You know, get that going to keep the pressure going, but right there, Judy answers with that pinwheel kick to get out of the poison, get out of the corner. Light Strider Oh, the whiff throw and Light Strider with the poke to take it to tie us up in rounds.
Yeah, Margarita Search and Destroy is giving us the unusual sight of dictating a close-range fight against a droid. Great use of the command throw, squeezing the life out of Light Strider.
Really good call there, and just like that.
Oh, not
see
Light Strider. I got the names wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. Now we're seeing Light Strider going in, keeping the pressure while the poison's working its magic, but Margarita fighting their way out of it with the level 3, getting the critical art.
This is absolutely important. We're going to take a big break in the action. Margaritaville has time to collect their thoughts and, more importantly, get that drive gauge back.
And just like that, like you said, recovered a bit of their drive gauge, got some hefty damage, got a good reset, and it looked like the momentum was going in their favor, but a quick trade seals the game for Light Strider as we go into game 2. Light Strider up 1-0 against Margarita Love and Destroy.
Margaritaville needs to find a way to not press when they're minus and just dictate the pace, but Light Strider doing a great job of just outpacing Dre. -6 on that, and this is going to be some big damage.
All right, it's going to push into the corner. It's going to keep the poison. Drive rush, but just like that, Margarita jumps overhead, swaps the positions, and now drive impact into the wall splat.
Wall splat, pinwheel kick. Gets caught on the drive reversal. Detects the throw. Beautiful awareness. Light Strider could be close to burnout, and this is great. This is going to be real good for Margarita. Margaritaville ready to search and destroy.
Very nicely done. Getting into the corner, the drive impact with the stun, sealing it with the pinwheel kick. So Margarita now takes a round, going into round 2 and having a good bit of momentum.
Yeah, both our fighters have similar super gauges, so the resources are plentiful, but Margaritaville is already at 2 bars of drive gauge, and you don't want to be burned out against Aki. You do not.
No, absolutely not. You want to have that tool to get out of the situations where the dot might be a factor. And right now, Margarita is close to a burnout, but they're still fighting away from it. And there it is, the inevitable dot damage with the burnout.
This is time for Light Strider to put some damage. Oh, 1-2. This is oh, it's so frustrating.
Yep.
So frustrating.
And you can't do anything about it if you're in burnout. You don't have the resource to do anything there. Right now, ooh, nice counter with the drive reversal. Goes for projectile, and there's the combo into the critical. Yes, go for the critical art. Take the damage, go for it. This, huh? Is it? No, oh yeah, it will. It should kill.
Yes.
Right on the last hit, gets just enough to take that last sliver.
Great awareness from Margarita. Light Strider's Aki might have been eating at the buffet with Bubs, but Margaritaville was with the Jimmy Buffett and got the win. Nice and chill.
Yep, and just like that, we've seen the poison that was brought in by Aki, but now we're going to see the turbulent winds sweeping across the trading stage as they switch over to Rashid.
Now that's a name for Light Strider.
That's, yeah, this is someone you expect for someone with the name Strider to go with. Someone fast, someone zippy, like Rashid.
Or somebody with a scarf over their face that uses mechanical animals. Just a thought.
Perhaps.
Now, Light Strider needs to be careful with those projectiles. They are extremely susceptible for both jump-ins and drive impacts, but Margaritaville was not at the distance to optimally punish them, and Light Strider going in.
Right now, using those tornadoes and into that spinning, that quick whirlwind kick into the spinning. There's the spinning mixer again. Into the combo in the corner. The Light Strider has no resources.
Yeah, Strider wanted to try to mix things up with a meaty throw, but Margaritaville wisely techs it. Margaritaville has the resources, doesn't matter. Light Strider tornadoes right in their face.
And just like that, Light Strider takes that round. We are now at set point for Light Strider.
Well, this has been a very competitive match. The Margaritaville has not found an answer to Rashid, but that goes to, that's what happens when a character switch up happens to you.
Yeah, it's that quick adjustment process that you have to undergo, knowing it's the same player, different character, but might be a totally different play style because of that character switch. So now kind of puts you on the back foot even if you won the last game.
Light Strider is on the back foot with that block drive reversal. That seems to be the story of the night. Who can block the drive reversal and capitalize? Great compasso from Light Strider, pushing Margaritaville to the corner, spin mixer in the air, and went for the frame kill, stayed up, and then throws.
Yeah, nice throw is going to keep the pressure going from a little bit of a distance. And just like that, cashes out the drive rush, goes straight into the level 3. And just like that, Light Strider with the character switch, sealing the deal and taking the set 2-1. Very, very nicely played there by Light Strider. Well done. Good call.
To quote Rashid, that match was picture perfect.
Oh, it was a beautiful match from both players. It was really nicely played. We saw both strategies kind of converge, meet in the middle with the Judy and the Aki. We saw Aki using the projectile to set up their poison and then go in to keep the pressure in those situations when they had the poison, and especially when they had the poison and the burnout in their favor. And then when it proved that Margarita was adapting to the Aki, Light Strider looked and said, all right, let me reset you in a whole different way. Picked Rashid, whole different game plan, whole different strategy. You know, it's an interesting stylistic adjustment that one has to make when you have two characters that feel like they're on opposite ends of the gameplay spectrum, as are Rashid and Aki. And with that switch, Light Strider goes up 2-1 and advances in our tournament.
Whoa, wait up. I recognize that name. That kid Austin? Okay. I'm going to put I'm putting proverbial money on the table, and it's my table, so if I get it wrong, I can just pick it right back up. Kid Austin is going to pick either Blanca or Guile.
I think I've seen this player before as well, and this is going to be very interesting. Into the blender, you know, with the Dhalsim, it looks like we're probably going to get a Street Fighter 2 style match, if that's the case. Oh, wait. Faye with Akuma.
No, I put my money on the table. That's supposed to be Kid Austin. Now I have to pick up my money in shame.
Put the money on the table, but the house always wins. But luckily, in this case, it's your house.
Yeah,
so
it's my house. So, haha. That's it's still not as cool.
But either way, still retro style matchup with Dhalsim and Akuma. Or is this a
button?
Is this a quick little button? Like
wait.
Game? Might be.
I definitely think it is.
Is it? Okay. Yep. Looks like we're going back. Are we going to see the same two characters now that we've got that out their system? Some players like to do button checks in game, even though the game itself has a button check. Some players like to do the button checks in game.
My money! I got my money.
There you go. Okay, no, you already picked it up though, so I don't know about.
No,
I don't know if it's allowed.
I did it early. Like
okay.
You know, it's like credit card winnings. You know, but I get my winnings before.
Right. I get you. Wink. I understand. Right. So you pick your money back up now.
Yeah, I see you, one true champ. I was confident. I'm picking my money. Take that, house. But I'm the house. Oh boy. This is going to be an interesting match. That kid Austin, I played him at Beast in the East last year. His Blanca destroyed me. His Blanca is hyper aggressive, and we have seen so many two-touch combos, and people complain on Twitter. How is the Enter the Blender going to keep him out?
Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one because Blanca seems like he has answers for everything with the Blanca ball, the electricity, even the Blanca doll, you know, he brings up the Blanca-chan and that sort of, you know, auxiliary point to his offense. But he doesn't need it right now. Roar of the jungle crying out to send the electricity through the Yoga Master, and just like that, a perfect victory for Kid Austin right out the gate in these winner semis.
This is what I'm talking about. Kid Austin's Blanca is hyper aggressive. Enter the Blender needs to find a way to. Okay, there's a great way. There's an answer. Just catch him when he's lying down.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of like having to pick your spots against Blanca. Blanca has a lot of good tools. I feel is underutilized, especially as more and more people aren't used to the matchup. Blanca is not a character you see that often for as much tournament representation as he gets, as we see Dawson with the level 2.
Enter the Blender needs to be very mindful about how often Austin is jumping in, and he got the drive rush, and because of that, he was in a juggle state, allowing him to cinch that match.
Now right now going into final round, but Kid Austin trying to keep the momentum, misses the jump in, Enter the Blender floating over with the Yoga, going for the level 1 with the Yoga Inferno, and some hefty damage there. But Austin gotta keep note, he's got the 3 stacks of the dolls. Any point, he can start popping them out. Oh, but that little Yoga overhead stops his advance.
Yeah, Enter the Blender is being very cognizant of how Austin approaches and did not let him get off the ground. He definitely stretched his offense there.
Yeah, he really did. Very well played on that one. Both you and Enter the Blender, as he's trying to keep him away, trying to keep him at bay, going in again, keeping that momentum into the next game.
Remember how we were talking about how you need to control the skies? Enter the Blender is doing that well. Austin had so many free jump-ins, and the moment he can't jump in, this match got a lot more even.
Yeah, it seems like Enter the Blender, that's going to be like the name of his game, controlling the sky, controlling that spacing, taking full advantage of what Dawson can do to kind of control the entire map in that regard.
Yeah, Blanca has a lot of tools when he's in, but to get in is going to be a chore for him, and Enter the Blender needs to be mindful of the Blanca ball. Great use to block the overhead. That is such a disgusting setup.
Yeah, that was really nicely done, and right now putting them right back to where they were, with Kid Austin trying to time the jump in, but then eats a teleport punish instead. Overdrive Blanca ball overhead. Here we go, gets a combo.
Oh, he decided to play it a little sly with getting in, delaying the jump, but Enter the Blender saw the slide and made him punish. This is match point. Enter the Blender. Austin, show why you destroyed me.
Yeah, right now, ducks over the kick, gets with the sliding punch, and here comes the level 2. Kid Austin stands up into the level 2, and just like that, gets a little bit of a cross up. Now backing away, keeping distance.
Yeah, Kid Austin's looking for a good jump in or a slide to make pressure. This is what Enter the Blender did not want. Enter the Blender did not want those Blanca-chans.
Oh, that was really good defensive play there. Gets the drive reversal, knocks Kid Austin away, and then teleports out of the corner. But Kid Austin, with his level 2, that install, getting fully powered.
One touch.
Got the touch with the Blanca-chan coming in underneath. And just like that, we're on final round. But still, match point for Enter the Blender.
Enter the Blender made the mistake of looking at the giant green man and ignored the tiny, cute green man right underneath him.
Just landed right on top of him and got electrocuted as he's fighting his way out of the corner right now. Jumping over, controlling the sky, and then firing down below.
Oh, that's a rare time that we saw Enter the Blender use the wrong anti-air option. That Kid Austin is going to pop level 2. This is bad. This is really bad.
And he's burnt out. And with low health. This is a scary situation here. The poke into the powered up Blanca ball, and Kid Austin tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, Kid Austin, great adjustments, is becoming a little bit more patient and picking his chances to get in. And now Enter the Blender. Okay, same verse, but classic Dawson keep away, but he's not getting a lot of offense. Tags Austin a few.
Yeah, right now, try to use the Yoga Fire into the teleport for the cross-up. But Kid Austin with good defense, but it's still getting picked apart. Kid Austin trying to withstand the onslaught, but now gets a grab and forcing Enter the Blender into the corner with the wall splat.
Also notice the drive gauge disparity. All that time, Austin had the drive gauge lead until now where he wanted to use it.
Yes, really good call on that, and smart strategy there by Austin, saving the drive gauge for when it was absolutely necessary. And when he had the moment, spent it all, and just like that, he is now at set point.
He was definitely ready to cash out his resources, but the only thing he's not going to get in terms of cash is my money on the table.
And just like that, Kid Austin activates level 2. He's going to have the power up, Enter the Blender in the corner. Enter the Blender activating his own level 2, sending it flying. But switches side and renders the level 2 null and void, and counters the drive impact with one of his own.
God, I love drive impact. It's my favorite new mechanic in the game. Kid Austin gets caught in the air. Enter the blender, needs to weather the storm. Only a little bit of time left on his level 2, and they're back to even. They're both burnt out, but look at the life. Look at the life. Oh!
Pressure. Oh, just like that, the pressure, little overwhelming. Into the blender, teleporting out, thinking that Kid Austin was going to press more. And with the teleport, he read it coming, backflip kicked him into the loser's bracket. Just like that, Kid Austin taking it 2-1. Really well played by both players there. That was a very fun match between Dhalsim and Blanka.
Extremely fun match. Kid Austin, though, understood that at Burnout, he could not really approach Dhalsim safely outside of a Blanka ball, so instead decided to wait to see if Enter the Blender hit a button. He did, and then got pureed and knocked into losers.
Yes, there was a lot of answering each other's pressure with their own pressure and with their own sort of onslaught there. One thing that I really liked was, as you pointed out in that other round, the sort of cautiousness in using the drive gauge that Kid Austin displayed, and only using it when he seemed to have a sure plan on when to use it. It's one of those things where it's kind of that difference, that dividing factor for players that are starting in Street Fighter 6 and players who are more aware of the game in Street Fighter 6. It's that knowledge of having the drive gauge, but the difference between using it because, hey, you're supposed to use it, versus using it because I know this is a good spot to use it. And Kid Austin really showed that in that game. That was really smart drive gauge usage, really good play there. Really good, awareness, switching sides when the level 2 was floating overhead like a Frieza death ball. Switch sides, render the whole level 2 pointless from Dhalsim. Very smartly played by Kid Austin. Well done, well done.
Okay, on deck we have Light Strider versus John A. Falcon, the one player with the cool name. That way I don't make him mad in chat. And Light Strider is going to stay with Rashid. Interesting choice. We're not going to use Aki, and John A. Falcon is going to just be John A. Akuma.
Yeah, it seems like Light Strider might have been in a situation where he looked and was like, you know what, Aki got around off Judy, but if I'm at this stage, I'm going to keep with Rashid. Rashid has all these tools. Go in there, especially with someone like John A. Falcon with the Akuma. So we'll see how this plays out here.
Especially with Demon's Flip, I always feel like Aki doesn't have as strong of an anti-air, well, compared to Rashid.
Yes. Rashid's got real good air control for those who know how to wield that with Rashid. As you see right there, good drive reversal there.
Rashid better have air control. He literally commands the wind.
Well, we've seen weirder things in Street Fighter.
John A. Falcon pressuring Light Strider, but he doesn't have as much drive gauge as Strider. Gets perfect parried, and Light Strider decides to just push him out of the corner the hard way instead of going for the side switch.
Yeah, immediately went for the eagle kick. Went for the DP, but right there, Falcon pushes him into the corner. Drive rush combo, the Tatsu. Jumps over, gets out of the corner, but right now doesn't matter as Falcon keeps the pressure going.
Yeah, Falcon reminding Light Strider that Falcons can fly too, and takes to the air and does a considerable amount of damage.
Tries to go for the overdrive Hado in the air, and then ends it with the overdrive Shoryu into the smash right down the Misogi at the end, clearing it as we go into round 2.
4 for 4. I just want to remind people, 4 for 4. Every time John A. Falcon has done an OD reversal, it has hit.
Yeah, we've seen that with striking consistency. Right now we see Falcon this time keeping the pressure on, but Strider scrapping out of it. Drive reversal puts you right back in the corner. No, you're in timeout right now. Drive rush, trying to answer back, and Strider scrapping their way out final.
Great use of the cartwheel, the side switch. Rashid in Burnout is not as in a disadvantaged situation, but it is when you're getting punched in the face by an Akuma.
Yeah, any situation where Akuma has any sort of advantage over you. Even if you're even, Akuma has an advantage over you in situations like that. And just like that, John A. Falcon takes game 1. Going into game 2, John A. Falcon keeping the momentum going with a solid combo, pushing Strider into the corner.
John A. Falcon reminding us why Falcon are hunting birds. I think the term is birds of prey, and Light Strider is being picked apart right now. But Light Strider battles back, great use of the jumping, but still can't land anything solid on this Akuma.
Yeah, right now, John A. Falcon with the pressure, with the onslaught pushing in. And right now, as you said, Light Strider, Eagles are, well, right now we see the Falcon going in, got my birds mixed up a little bit. As we see, the bird of prey over here picking apart the bones as Strider's trying to push him out and making Strider right now himself praying for an escape in this sort of situation.
Yeah, Johnny Falcon is just using classic Shoto frustration techniques, keeping Strider out. Strider started making a lot of careless mistakes and takes a perfect first troubles.
Very nicely. Oh, no.
We were talking about that. That fireball is so susceptible to jump ins, and Falcon just jumped in and is clipping Strider's wings.
Yeah, and right now, there's typical Akuma. That Tatsu, instead of the Shoryu going in with the heavy Tatsu following the light Tatsu. And here we go, pushing in, trading projectiles. There's the overhead by Strider, but doesn't get the follow-up.
Yeah, he decides to hit parry instead, and for his troubles, another KO.
And just like that, Falcon taking that winner semis 2-0 against Light Strider. Nicely played, kept the offense going, swooped in, and like you said, clipped the wings of an eagle as
Falcon. Eagle.
No, this time I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. Yes. Yeah. Rashida's the eagle.
Yes, and Akuma is the Falcon in this case, even though he's looking more like a lion, but we'll let that go for now. As we saw him clip the wings of the eagle, taking him out of the sky, not even the air carrying of, not even the air pressure of the winds could carry him at that point. So just clipping him apart bit by bit, finding the optimal openings to push into the corner, keeping him in the corner, countering the projectiles, timing the jump over for the projectiles because of that weird angle that Rashid's little tornado goes in. Like you said, it's susceptible to jump ins if you know the spacing, if you know the angle. Falcon seems like they had a lot of experience dealing with that somewhere before. They studied up on it at some point. They knew exactly how to punish that.
Not only punish, but it was also the spacing. Akuma is able to hold a little bit more of a control, a lot more space than Rashid. When Rashid, you only really have is the standing medium and you're jumping, while Akuma, you have the fireball, the air fireball, and the crouching medium kick, and the double roundhouse, which John A. Falcon used beautifully. He just took so many tools away from Light Strider and just crushed him under the weight of these options. But let's not take anything away from Light Strider. Getting to winter semis is extremely difficult, and he was showing really good adaptability and getting out of the more hostile predicaments.
Yeah, we saw Strider being able to scrap out of those situations. It's just one of those things where Akuma is just so overwhelming, and we saw Light Strider really showing how, as a player, you get put in those situations where you're kind of stuck in a corner or stuck in a bad spot. Strider knows how to fight their way out of it. It's just that you get stuck in those predicaments enough times, eventually, your luck's gonna run out, the dice are gonna roll another way. Whatever metaphor, allegory you want to use for that situation, it leads to eventually being worn down. And I feel like that's a bit of what we saw there with Falcon, being able to keep that pressure on and legitimately just grinding him down in that situation. And just like that, Falcon was able to take it with that powerful Akuma.
Tea time and the T True Champ. This is a battle of the T's. It is tea time for the tea time and the True Champ.
Yeah, we got the T's right here. Go ahead and we see tea time with the Ryu. You see True Champ. What is he?
Yeah, this is our first time seeing True Champ, and this is winter semis.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. This is like they're getting their controls ready. You see,
it's one True Champ, not T True Champ. It's one True Champ.
I see it. Okay, yeah. I see it. Yeah.
Classic
so
Ryu.
Time and the one True Champ.
Yeah, Ryu's been doing extremely well. We've had two strong Ryus, but now it's Marissa. Let's talk about who's been doing well in season 2. My bad, Marisa.
Wow. Marisa and Ryu, both characters doing well in season 2. But Marisa with the oh man, there is a lot of stuff that they gave to Marisa in regards to, her power and her plus frames, which is the big thing that a lot of characters who won in this patch, that was the name of the game, giving them a lot more plus frames and a lot more advantages that they can push in on.
Tea Time wants to be on the lookout for Marisa's Gladius, which is her way of depleting the drive gauge. However, Champ wants to be mindful of when Tea Time throws a Hadouken.
Yeah, that's always going to be the one thing with that Ryu will have in this matchup. It'll always be the projectile game. But right now, we see True Champ immediately asserting their will, putting Tea Time in the corner. That's 2 throws.
That was 2 throws.
And pushed out on after the 3rd push-in on that. Tried for the super, but it whiffed there. And as we see Tea Time punishing, going with the Denjin Hashogeki into the combo. Doesn't have enough to finish it off though. Burnt out, but doesn't matter with the quick medium kick to take the round.
Standing medium has been Tea Time's button of use of choice, and he's been getting a lot of drive out of it.
Yeah, it's been a good pressure tool, a good keep away tool, as we see Tea Time again going into a nice combo, forcing True Champ into the corner. Nice throws. It tried the axe kick, but gets it blocked.
Fully charged Gladius is going to punch Tea Time in the face, and Tea Time going back to work, throwing the level 3. This first game, it's time for Tea Time.
Tea Time has been making it a habit to build up that super gauge and only cashing it out on what they think is the final round. It's an interesting strategy. And it allows for those moments where he can annihilate someone's health bar in one go as he needs to close out a game.
However, this strategy's downside is that it ignores the fact that you gain bar extremely fast in Street Fighter, and a level 1 super from Ryu is a great reversal.
Yes, yeah, it does negate that. Oh, right there with the push-in. And see right now if they're both staring each other down, keeping distance, and walks right into the Hashogeki.
Yeah, True Champ just needs to find a way. No, goes for the jump in, but this is classic Street Fighter. Jump the fireball, eat a dragon punch.
Yeah, Ryu has those. Armors through with the level 1. Eats the damage, but Tea Time looking to neutralize that.
Now, Marisa doesn't have the strongest anti-airs, especially compared to Ryu. And that's allowing Tea Time to get a lot of unanswered jump-ins. Oh, a fully charged Gladius. That actually extends your hurt box. That was not the move you want to get caught on. Tea Time, hey, what are we going to see?
There it is.
At the last moment.
Mule kick into the Shin Shoryu. That Street Fighter, it seems like that Street Fighter... How has it been? Street Fighter 3?
Street Fighter 3.
Since Street Fighter 3 special for Ryu, Mule kick into the Shinsho. Seen it in Street Fighter 3, seen it in Super SF4, seen it in SF5. Now we're seeing it here for SF5 Season 3, I want to say. And now we're seeing it here. Ryu, the Mule kick into the Shinsho. Scary, scary stuff to end the match.
But you are absolutely right. Tea Time does not use that super bar until he gets the absolute most damaging combo that will end the match. As opposed to what happened to one True Champ who used an early level 1 but couldn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, it's that gambling sort of situation where it's like, do you want to use a meter in this situation to do some damage, or do you want to hold it and then cash out at the end? And seen Tea Time 4 times in a row, I feel. If I'm remembering my count correctly. We've seen it 4 times, ending a match with a combo. The drive rush, overhead, combo into the mule kick, into the Shinsho. And it's a go-to for Tea Time at this point, and it's a very good way to ensure that a match is going to end cleanly. Does some hefty damage, and it's a flashy way of ending it.
Going into this match, we're seeing Margarita Love and Destroy, who has both a who plays Jury, versus Tea Time's Ryu. We're seeing Tea Time clean up their matches a lot more decisively than Margarita. What do you think Margarita needs to do to overcome Tea Time's Ryu, who seems to have every tool in the tool shed?
I think this is going to be a case where, with Jury, it might be a situation where they would have to pay more attention to negating the Hadokens while also trying to enforce their own pressure. Judy can negate projectiles with her own, I believe it's her quarter circle back kick, and she can use that to also store her own moves as well. So she can build up her own sort of setup while negating the projectiles, and I feel like that might be something that Margarita would have to do to really set the tone in their favor, make the projectiles a disadvantage instead of an advantage.
Not to mention, I think Margarita needs to put tea time on their clock. Tea time has been playing their matches with the utmost of privilege, using bar when they want to use bar, using super when they want to use super. Margarita needs to have tea time to force their hand.
Yeah, it needs to pretty much force it that they're playing on their time, not tea time as it goes. And as we see here, we saw right here, tea time forcing the pressure.
Yeah, pushing Margarita into the corner. Hashoka King, such a great move on block. And already we are at the burnout loop. I was missing that. I got it. Thank you, Tea Time, for giving it to me.
Yeah, just like that in the corner, the burnout loop, forcing out the damage and taking out Margarita. Tea Time up 2 rounds. Excuse me, Tea Time up 1 round. As we start this round, Margarita going in with the throw.
I don't know what was that far away overhead, but Tea Time just wisely being patient. Margaritaville, wow, you don't like to see that. Getting a perfect parry and getting nothing. That's like winning the lottery and getting 2 quarters.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate scenario there. Couldn't really make the most out of the perfect parry from either end. And right now, with the EX pinwheel kick, now pushing with the drive rush, there's the pressure Judy's known for. Keeping that going, cashing out with the level 3, going to get the damage, and using that time to recover their drive gauge.
Moments like this where you basically spend every resource and not kill your opponent is dire. You pretty much fired everything and you're just hoping you did enough damage to just carry you across, but it didn't happen here. Tea Time gets another match in their favor.
Yeah, Tea Time going low on the drive rush there, going with the crouching and the crouching hits, and then taking it as we go into the next game immediately. Tea Time already again keeping that clock on their end of the field, basically playing on their terms.
Yeah, what I'm also looking at is how often Tea Time is walking back to use a crouching medium. If I were Margarita, I'd be waiting for that medium and just punishing it religiously. But you can't really do that when you're in the corner.
No, but oh, there you go. Margarita with the throw, reversing that momentum, putting Ryu in the corner this time.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. He went for the crouching medium, got hit with it. Overhead, this is it. Tea Time. Oh, no. This is not good.
Couldn't get the follow-up. Margarita now in burnout, unfortunately. The Shoryu whiffs, keeping the pressure going, gets low swept. Tea Time with the overhead. Overdrive Hashogeki into the Shoryu.
That is going to be doing a lot of mental damage. Margarita managed to get 3 whiff Shoryukens from Tea Time and still was not able to finish this match.
Yeah, that's a bit of a heartbreaker in those situations, unfortunately.
But
that was the best opportunity.
It was what we were saying. Once Tea Time was on the back foot, we saw a lot of moves thrown out of desperation.
Got a little overly scrappy out there. Like, there's nothing wrong with being scrappy in the phone booth, but sometimes a little too much and you wind up, breaking your arm through the window of the phone booth. But as we see here, Tea Time just keeping the pressure going. What are we going to see?
Donkey kick to level 3. Tea Time is aplenty. The cup overfloweth. It is a drink for victory, and unfortunately for Margaritaville, she will be wasted away.
Unfortunate time there. Again, we saw it there. Didn't use their super, kept the super gauge all the way through, and then cashed out with the level 3 right when they needed it just to close out the game. It's one of those things where you mentioned before, super gauge, how much it builds in Street Fighter 6. It builds fast. There's a rapid meter gain in this. You can wind up with 4, 5, in rare cases on a final round situation, you could wind up with 6 bars of meter in like the most optimal of optimal situations. But with the amount of meter gain in Street Fighter, it's nothing wrong in throwing out a level 1 and you still have a level 3 later. But Tea Time hasn't needed the level 1, hasn't needed a level 2. He's just kept it for the level 3 that he uses to effectively close out a game and seals it with that level 3.
But this match definitely saw the gaps in Tea Time's game plan, especially when Tea Time was on the back foot. We saw, again, 3 whiff Shoryukens, one of them was an OD.
Yeah, for the first time we saw Tea Time actually like really wounded in that regard, but unable to be finished. We saw those openings and we saw Margarita able to take advantage of them, but wasn't able to get the finish. Like I said, a heartbreaker of a round in those games. But right now, we're going to see Light Strider with his Rashid against Dollar Bill and the Zangief. Speed versus power is going to be the name of this match.
Speed and mobility, especially with Dollar Bill, who likes to jump in the air a lot, and Rashid's normals in the air are really strong when going air to air.
Yeah, and as we see, how quickly are we going to see the first air-to-air confrontation? Oh, jumped in with a pile driver right there. Just like that, deleted a third of their health.
That is a third. That is disgusting. Dollar Bill.
More than a third, actually.
Dollar Bill getting picked up, jumps out of the Siberian Express, and Dollar Bill eating a combo for their trouble. In the corner, Dollar Bill doesn't have many options left, especially at this distance. Oh,
no. Oh!
Strider decided to go a little aggressive and gets kicked in the shins for his trouble.
Yeah, ate the low kick when he pushed in, and then ate the quick combo, the spinning wheel kick. And right now, Dollar Bill is going for the drive rush, one for the throw, and then gets jumped over and eats the drive, impacts the spinning wheel kick as Light Strider keeping the momentum.
He put what little life they had was put on the line. Great choice, great choice. Dollar Bill is Zangief and isn't burnout. There's little they could do. Oh baby, damage, but leaves it on the table.
That was a good trap setup there by Light Strider. Unfortunately, couldn't really get the most out of that situation with Zangief stunned. But right now, Light Strider still has the positioning and forces the jump in and punishes with the overdrive. Aerial spinning mixer takes the round.
Got it by the skin of their teeth. Dollar Bill found a way to jump in, but Light Strider scrambled for that reversal.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of a kind of a mix-up there, and then Light Strider cleaning it up and just picking it right back up and finishing the round. But right now, Dollar Bill with a T-bone suplex to flip the positions.
Hey, I'm impressed you know the name of that one. Not too many people are able to identify the individual suplexes.
Big time wrestling fan here, so.
Oh, cool. Your mark, Borscht Dynamite! Well, Dollar Bill is going wild, brother!
Oh, he went for the Siberian Express, but this time he jumped over it, gets the full drive rush combo, and takes the round, takes the game, going clean in the round, going clean in the game too.
And this is losers bracket, so unfortunately one of these players will be going home after this. This has been a great match. Dollar Bill is showing some amazing fortitude, just slowing the pace. Walking is an underrated thing that people should be doing more in Street Fighter. Not dashing, not jumping, just walking.
Agreed. So creates enough mobility that you're able to adjust your position more accurately, more precisely, while also, if you're advancing forward while you're walking, you're rebuilding some of your drive gauge at the same time. So it's something you don't really see a lot of unless you're in higher level play.
T-bone suplex from Dollar Bill, but Light Strider punishes with a spin mixer, sends Dollar Bill to the corner. This is a great setup, great positioning from him. With punishes, gets the punish counter. This is going to be some good damage. But gets called out with another Borscht Dynamite.
Very nice. Meets him in the air, pile drives him straight into the ground with the Borscht Dynamite, but Light Strider with those kicks, pushing him right back in the corner. We're back where we started.
Light Strider wants to think twice about jumping, doesn't get all the combo, who misses the whiff punish. Dollar Bill
keeping distance.
Dollar Bill is close to being. Oh, he was waiting for a fireball.
Yeah, he was expecting it on that, but Light Strider jumped over and punished it immediately, taking the round, putting him in set point.
I don't think you needed to try to, psychic the level 2, especially with the long startup of Rashid's fireball, but when you're in the heat of the moment, you make decisions that you regret.
Yeah, those situations where, again, the tournament, the pressure cooker that it is, it's hard to say what a player would or could have done in any situation. without being there. And right now, Strider burns himself out, but gets some good damage out of it. Dollar Bill fighting behind the 8-ball right now.
Yeah, Dollar Bill is also close to the level 2. If they want to try that reversal again, they are just millimeters from getting it. Great back throw. And let's see if Dollar Bill is able to get that stun, and he gets the stun.
There it is.
Dollar Bill is ready to cash out with interest with a pile driver. Could have done more.
Maybe we could have done more, but is keeping the pressure, opted to keep the position into the level 2, up into the jackhammer to take the round.
Dollar Bill asking who's next. And it's Light Strider because we still have a final round.
As we go into the next round, we'll see right now both players sort of. Oh, nope. Dollar Bill tried to be the first one to push the offense, and Light Strider punished for it immediately.
Yes, but let's look at the drive gauge usage. Well, Light Strider is going, well, they were going to recover, but gets eat with a chop. And Dollar Bill walking forward, but jumps at a suboptimal time.
Oh, and just like that, T-Bone suplexes them right back into the corner, but Light Strider burning themselves out to get out of that predicament.
I also like the run when Dollar Bill was knocked down to push him in the corner further. Dollar Bill's going to pick up this combo. Hell stab, lariat, drive rush. They're so close to the corner. Light Strider, you better watch out.
Oh, chopping him in the corner 3 times like he was Satoshi Kojima. But just like that, Light Strider with the level 3. Getting the critical art, doesn't get the kill, but gets pretty close.
Dollar Bill is burnt out. Compasso from Light Strider. That is the match. I love the adjustments Dollar made in that match. I really did.
Yes. There was some really good adjustments. Meeting him in the air, reading when he was going to jump in on him, punishing appropriately, knowing when to use the spinning lariat to avoid, the projectiles. We saw a little bit more composure from Dollar Bill there. Wasn't as active as the previous match, wasn't as in your face as he was in earlier matches. And I feel like that both worked for and against. It worked for him in the sense of it allowed him to not run into Rashid's offense. We've made reference to the spinning mixer, but let's be honest, Rashid's a blender. If you're not careful, you can get caught up in so many things that he can do with his projectiles, with how he controls space, with his spinning mixer, things like that. You can get caught in the air, as we saw a few times by Dollar Bill. But it worked against him in that it allowed him to sort of set himself. It allowed Strider to get himself prepared for those exchanges, for those interactions, and Strider knew the game plan going in. It gave him enough time in his own composure. It gave Light Strider enough time to compose his own game plan, and I feel that was a bit of a difference maker there.
I agree. The mobility definitely played a factor into Light Strider. Now, this is going to be an interesting match because Enter the Blender as Dalsim has no choice but to dictate the pace of this match, and Tea Time has been enforcing their will this entire tournament to play on their terms.
Right, this is going to be, in my view, this will be very much a battle of wills in this one. Who's going to have the capability to force their own offense in more effectively? We've seen Blender do it with Dalsim, we've seen Tea Time with the Ryu. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, Tea Time has always managed to outpace an opponent being aggressive, but this is the first time they're fighting someone defensive. Tea Time is going to have to take the first step. And already Tea Time is having some stumbling points. Oh, whiffs the crouching roundhouse and gets nothing. Ah! We were talking about this. Whip Shoryuken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like that. Blocked the Shoryu, punished it a little bit there. Tea Time fighting behind the 8-ball. Not something you see often in these matches. Then to the Blender, playing keep away.
Tea Time better be careful with how aggressive they are in their approach, especially before when they were again going for this crouch, going for a roundhouse raw. That move is so unsafe on block.
Yeah, and just like that, you saw into the Blender like leap up, go overhead, and then just drilled right down on it with the power of yoga and just taking it out, taking that round. And right now into the Blender, trying to keep that momentum going. See the perfect parry into a throw.
Yoga noogies for Tea Time. That is not a pairing that would taste good together. Tea and yoga noogies.
Not a good pairing, but Tea Time unfortunately forced to eat one. But right there, answers back with a good Shoryu and is pairing his way in, trying to move in, but Blender keeping that pressure game mixed up with the side switch with the teleport.
Going back to the tail of the tape for the original, would you say that Enter the Blender is imposing their will stronger than Tea Time?
So far, yes. So far, I feel like Tea Time's being forced to play an uncomfortable matchup there. We saw him go for the desperate drive rush there, burned himself out, running in right into Enter the Blender, and Enter the Blender capitalized, punished it, took the round as we go right into game 2.
Yeah, from that position, drive rushing would not give you much, especially if you have no gauge left. But,
Right.
oh, great positioning from Tea Time. Waits for Blender, punishes the teleport.
See Into the Blender right now, after that teleport punish, being a little more judicious about what he's doing here, jumping over, keeping the yoga flame going, burning bright, forcing him to parry, forcing him to just stand there and kind of defend against it.
Oh, great confirm from Enter the Blender, using the Yoga Flame, but Tea Time has the wherewithal to throw parry so that the drive gauge is not totally destroyed.
Yeah, right now, drive rush into the throw, into the Blender now in burnout, as Tea Time, as we said, is about enforcing your will, but Tea Time caught with the level 2 reverse, but no, counters the level 2 reversal, but it slowly falls down on him. Like I said, like a Frieza death ball, making its way to the planet's core, drilling right through Tea Time and sealing the round into the Blender's favor. Again, another heartbreaker.
Yeah, Enter the Blender just found a way to get out. Tea Time just did not optimize their punish, and just that little bit of life allowed it. Oh, that's going to be a big punish for Enter the Blender.
Oh, right there. Gets a good punish. Drive rushes into the shorty, but Enter the Blender's burnt out again.
Tea Time better press the offense. Enter the Blender's burnt out, has no super. This is the time to move. Move in. Throw a fireball. Oh, but maybe not moving that way. Oh, yes, moving that way. Yes.
The duality of man in this situation at full display as we see Enter the Blender answer back. Teleport mix up, gets it blocked, but the low pokes are just enough. And Enter the Blender takes it 2-0.
Yeah, you could have seen right there, Tea Time was in optimal position to use a reverse Shoryuken, but because they were stuck in the parry animation, they could not capitalize.
Yeah, there were a few situations there that led to interesting dynamic changes in that fight. As something that I noticed as well, right before you were saying, for him to move in, there was a moment where Tea Time moved in, drive rush, went for medium punch, and as he did the drive rush into medium punch, Enter the Blender teleports right behind him. He read the drive rush incoming, teleported right behind him. I think the teleport played heavy mind games on what Tea Time was going to be able to do. The teleport, the accessibility of the teleport, and Enter the Blender's timing with that teleport was a difference maker insofar as Tea Time being able to feasibly punish or feasibly move in on those situations. It felt like Tea Time couldn't really lock him down to stop that situation, and he just teleported away. I'm gonna push in, teleport. What can you do in those situations? I think Tea Time was kind of just stymied by that.
Yeah, but this match's outcome was foreshadowed with Tea Time's previous match, where we kept talking about how Tea Time was privileged in fighting matches on their terms. This is the first time that they were on the back foot, and unfortunately, they could not make enough of an adjustment to overcome that shortcoming, which led to a 2-0 victory for Enter the Blender, which in the past, Tea Time has been decisively going 2-0.
Right, and with this, now, the question of the day. If Tea Time was more liberal with his super meter usage, would the result be different? Would we have seen a different outcome? Would it have changed the complexion of the match? Because now, if you're playing this sort of like long tournament, which is the other interesting thing in these tournaments, is that if other players are around you, are in online games, you're spectating, in offline games, you're gathered around watching on the TV sets and on the monitors. You have this inside look at the play style before the opponent plays you. So if you don't use your super meter for 1, 2, 3, 4 matches in a row, if you're not using your super meter, guess what? I don't have to worry about you using your super meter.
But
If he
more
uses super meter, does that change the complexion?
But more important than that, if we look at it, if I made super meter my full bar in round 1 and I don't use it in round 2 and I use it in round 3, that means all the super meter that I was supposed to gain in round 2 is lost.
Lost. Yes, exactly. You know, it's wasted meter in that regard. It's a wasted resource because if you have 3 bars of super meter, you're not gaining any more at that point. And anything you would have gone is just it's gone to waste. It's an interesting question that we'll probably never have the answer to.
Let's talk about this matchup. That kid Austin has an extremely damaging and hyper-aggressive Blanca. Meanwhile, Johnny Falcon has been doing like 4 for 4 in OD reversals and his Akuma. If we want to talk about a character who's going to get one touch to death, it is this guy.
Oh yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Kid Austin with the Blanca knowing when to cash out his drive gauge. With Falcon trying to control the airspace with the air Hadokens and trying to control distance, but right there, Kid Austin finding the opening and now keeping the pressure going with the grab to push him further.
Kid Austin is not afraid to use their drive gauge, and that is something Falcon has to be mindful of.
Now right there,
Falcon.
oh, caught the demon flip.
And Falcon stuck in the corner. Where's that over? Are we going to see it? No, decides to block, and that's the round. Falcon can only make a few mistakes because of Akuma's life bar and because of how much damage Blanca could put out.
Right, like Blanca has some underestimated damage output as we see here. Little bit of resources for a decent chunk of damage, and on Akuma, a decent chunk is a lot.
Oh, that's it! Streak!
Wow.
We broke the streak!
The streak is over.
I'm that guy in the Undertaker match. Just like,
And just like that, sets him up with the level 2, gets the install, and takes the game. Kid Austin going up 1-0.
We were talking about this. The moment somebody sees through Falcon's reversal opportunities, it will cost him, and it just did.
That's right. 2 times in that match. There was one where the wake up was blocked, but no punish, and that time completely whiffed in that situation. And Kid Austin now keeping that pressure going, but right now trying to bait him in, it looks like.
Yeah, Akuma's not exactly the person that you want to just play the wait and see strategy, especially when you're in Blanca. When you are Blanca. Oh my God! Crouching Fear sends Falcon right into the corner.
Just like that, he has the momentum. 2 grabs. Blanca, not the head bite. Oh, what? That was an interesting predicament. Gets the back throw, and then that new tool, a sort of warp into the command throw. Players don't see that coming. Is such a unique tool for Akuma in this game.
Great awareness for Falcon, keeping that thing in the pocket for at least 1 game, leaving Kid Austin to not expect it.
And right now in the corner, Tatsu combo straight into the level 3. Gonna get some hefty damage with this.
I think Blanca charged Akuma a little too much for Blanca-chan, and Akuma's mad.
Oh yeah, he's big mad right now. Tried to do the overhead, the down medium kick from the air, but to no avail. Now both players burnt out, but Blanca's got the level 2 install.
Yeah, Blanca has the level 2 install. Both characters are in burnout. There's a lot of runway Kid Austin has to make, and unfortunately his flight is grounded.
And just like that, Falcon takes the game. As we go to character select. Oh, we're gonna see anything different?
Yeah, looks like we're getting a color scheme. You know, a color scheme, new look, new me. It really does something to refresh the mental palette. Like, me again.
Right, you know, it's that opportunity to kind of like refresh your looks, or like, no, this is my style, this is what I use, or even just take a moment to relax, sort of chill out a little bit. So we go right into game 3. Goes into the launch, trying to get the combo, but right now Falcon with the drive rush, the Tatsu. Ooh, demon flip to switch positions and immediately get the mix up.
Yeah, he was still plus on that setup, which is just frustrating. You want to hit a button. Austin did hit the button and got hit accordingly.
Yeah, and right there, as we see on the flip side, that Blanca ball, like a pinball going up and down, but Falcon answering back. There's the answer to the Ashura Warp command grab, jumping over and punishing accordingly.
Well, these 12 players, again, they're both at similar life, but Austin throws the Crouching Fierce. The range was just enough to send shit.
Yeah,
we are at set point for Austin.
Right now, install really quick in this round. Into the corner carry, into Blanca-chan. The headbutt, Blanca-chan waiting. There's the overdrive Shoryu.
And Blanca-chan's nowhere to be found. What is Blanca paying them?
Akuma just decided, no, I don't like this doll, and destroyed it in his face. There's the level 2.
A rare level 2. A rare level 2
rare.
in the tournament.
Yes. But just like that, Blanca pushing in and taking the game as we go into game 3. This is winners finals, I believe, so this is going to be a best of 5 first to 3.
First to 3, Kid Austin with a nice lead, a 1-game lead. John A. Falcon has to win 2 games before Austin wins 1. And you could see that aggression is coming out, and Austin is meeting aggression with aggression.
Yeah, right now that's kind of been the answer, but seeing it not pay off so much here. Austin kind of on the back foot. Oh, yeah, the jump in into the Shoryu.
Yeah, Austin is waiting for the opportunity. Oh, the fireball delayed Akuma's descent long enough for him to avoid the slide, allowing him to get out of that mix-up. And game point, Falcon. Match point. I always get them confused.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I think you were right with game point, but with that, yeah, this is an interesting setup with like the air fireball. Stops his momentum enough to avoid like those low moves. So we see Akuma trying to take the offense back, but the onslaught of parries as he activates the level 2 install into the Blanca ball, Rolling Thunder again and again and again. And right now it is game point for Falcon. Match set point for Kid Austin.
Yeah, I really liked in that previous match how Austin used the drive impact more for corner carry than damage. Ducks under it, but the positioning was not there. Falcon took advantage of the suboptimal spacing, but Kid Austin, oh my God, OD for OD. They're just spending the gauge. They're spending the gauge.
And right now, going for the Asura Warp, gets the command grab, going for the air Hadokens to control the space. Kid Austin jumps over to get out the corner and eats the level 3 for his troubles.
This is going to be a Falcon punch from Falcon. One more guest. Oh, they trade. Kid Austin burned out. Hail Mary goes for the throw. Oh, he cross-cut. That was a cross-cut medium. Oh, no.
Yes. That got a little scary, a little nasty, some dirty boxing in the corner from both players. Falcon getting a little ugly, but hey, doesn't have to look beautiful, just has to win you the round. Both players now tied 2 games as Falcon keeping that momentum going in this game, immediately putting the pressure on Kid Austin, making sure that he could keep that riding that wave going into this next match.
And let's talk about why we're fighting so hard. You want to be in grand finals, period, but you want to be in grand finals in the winner's position because you need to win 3 games versus your opponent who needs to win 6.
Oh, absolutely. Whole different mindset, whole different mind game in that predicament. You want to have that position. Less you need to play, the better. As Kid Austin gets a good combo, uses the Blanca ball to close the distance. Right now, Falcon with the throw break and now reasserts his distance control, his spacing control with the Hadokens, with the air Hadokens, and the drive rush, but gets punished for it.
Yeah, they both drive rush at the same time, but Kid Austin used a faster button. And again, that standing kick is doing great. It saved his butt twice. I think Austin is going to use that a lot more now.
Yeah, it's been proven to be a reliable tool here. Now both players sort of eyeballing each other, sizing each other up, and there we go. They jump into the pocket. Falcon going for the drive rush. Kid Austin with the Blanca ball.
Early use of Blanca-chan? Interesting decision. Standing medium kick, one of Blanca's best jump-ins. Oh, missed overhead, Kid. Kid Austin, you better go to the bank on this one, please.
Okay. I see where the Blanca-chan came in there. Okay, into the electrical current. The Shoryu gets whiffed, punished immediately. Kid Austin, 3 games to 2.
Falcon got caught. The first time he lost was when he had his OD Shoryuken whiffed, and it happened again. Kid Austin sensed the reversal opportunity, gave the most optimal of optimal punishes, and is going to be in grand finals in the winner spot.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. You got that Blanca that you have to worry about. An interesting thing that I saw there is you pointed out the early use of the Blanca-chan. I feel like its early usage is what set up that play at the end there, where the Blanca-chan was set on the field, set it and forget it for a moment. You have the setup there. You have Akuma down. He charged it with the electricity. Blanca-chan went charging toward Akuma. Akuma thinks Blanca is going to jump over for the overhead while the Blanca-chan goes low and then goes for an early Shoryu thinking that he's reading on the same page, but Blanca showed he was on a whole different book. Waited for the Shoryu, punished it, and then took about, what, 4,000, like, for most characters it'd be like maybe a third of their health. For Akuma it's about half. He took a chunk of Akuma's life in that one combo and completely turned the momentum on a dime with that one. Really, really smart setup with the Blanca-chan there. Early setup, but well played.
And that interaction right there is what we call Yomi layers, chat. You know, when you're thinking of one thing and they think of another thing. You know what the most practical application of Yomi layers is in modern media? If you ever seen the last Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr.
I love the Sherlock Holmes movies. Game of Shadows,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's Yomi layers. They're literally,
Yes.
I know, yeah, you're doing this, and I was, oh, they're doing the mental stack.
Yes, the whole mental stack. As speaking of mental stack, we have the Rashid and the Dulcin here, and we've seen Light Strider's mental stack that he's throwing at people. Into the Blender also with asserting his will, but right now Light Strider keeping the throw loops going, and this time Blender fighting his way out of the corner with the teleport.
The key for Enter the Blender right now is how well he can lock the air down. Every time he's locked the air down, he's been doing phenomenal. And how often Light Strider is going to jump.
Oh, yeah, like that's going to be the point there. If we saw in the first round, Light Strider kind of kept it grounded a little bit. One time he jumped, he kind of ate the punishment for it, but Strider was able to clean it up really quickly. As we see here, Enter the Blender trying to assert control once again.
Now, putting someone in a corner is a great move, but Rashid has a surprising amount of ways to escape, and Enter the Blender recognizes this, backing up to give themselves more space. And now what they're trying to do is, if you notice, every time this distance is at this, Enter the Blender just waits for their opponent to just run into their fist.
Yes, yeah, every time, because it's that sort of unexpected little punch there. But right there, beautifully timed by Light Strider. Just hop, skip, and a jump over the punch, over the fist. Blocking the drive reversal. He's going to keep it going. There's still more.
Throwing the level 3, and Light Strider recognizes that victory is on the corner, so let's go ahead and use a little meter to put some gas in that tank. And Enter the Blender
Nice.
went for an old reliable wake-up super, but Light Strider is not a light sleeper. Caught it and takes the first game.
No, he just looked at it and said, no, you wake up, I'll put you back to sleep for that one. Wake up level 3, blocked it, punished it. Nicely done there.
Looks like Light Strider is dictating the pace, as common for Rashid.
Going in here, the Eagle Strike. Goes for the run and throw. Nice punish counter.
And Enter the Blender, surprisingly, they're the ones being put into burnout a lot sooner. That is something you don't see as a Dulcin.
Yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways it's because of Light Strider's immense pressure there. The rush in, the offensive pressure, the way that Rashid can move in without the drive gauge is forcing Blender to burn out more drive gauge. As we see there, he's put in the corner in that bad position, burnt out, stunned, and then closed the round out as Strider is now on set point.
Yeah, watch this. Well, Light Strider was using the slide less as an attack and more to just cover a lot of ground really fast. But Enter the Blender is waiting for what? Oh, punish counter.
That hurt box.
Yeah, that great whip punish from Light Strider. But Enter the Blender, putting them in the corner, holding the parry down for a comical long period of time.
Yeah, and we see Light Strider there sliding underneath that anti-air yoga, sliding underneath it, clearing the distance. Light Strider is reading the distance well with the cross-up.
This is going to be a big combo. Another level 3. We haven't seen too many level 3s from Light Strider, but Light Strider recognizes when to go and spend it all. That is 2-0. Picture perfect. I just keep quoting that.
Well, it's a fitting quote, especially for how beautiful Rashid's offense has been in this game. It was a well-played match. We saw him picking his time, picking the spacing, finding the way to jump through and over his offense. You know, hop, skip, and jump, clearing the distance. Full screen, almost full screen cross-ups for Rashid against Dulcim. Nicely timed stuff by Lightstrider, advancing forward into losers finals, I believe, with that
Yes.
one, as Into the Blender is now eliminated in the tournament. Well played with the Dulcim representation, though. It was a
Yeah,
well played
well
match.
played. If we want to talk about stuff that was full screen that changed the tide of the match, it was when Lightstrider caught Blenders standing heavy with a standing medium. The punish counter allowed them to not only do a lot of damage, get the knockdown, but drive rush and take up more space.
Yeah, that was one of the big things there. That punish counter really helped turn the tide there. And also, again, with Dulcim, it's that hurt box. You know, it's one of the things that why you don't really see, I feel, a lot of Dulcim. It's that thing that's in your head where it's like he has that reach, but that reach also hurts you because it stretches his hurt box. I feel that's one of several factors of why you don't really see many Dulcim, despite how good Dulcim can be in the right hands.
And we're going to get a run back. John A. Falcon versus Lightstrider. Falcon versus Eagle. Before, it was Falcon that clipped Strider's opportunity and winners and sent them crashing down into losers. But now the Falcon is in the Shark Tank, and these two birds are going to battle it out.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. This one's a loser's final, so this will be a 1-3 game. So we're going to see a lot more play between these two.
Also, I wanted to make sure our references are correct, but birds of prey are hawks, eagles, vultures, and falcons. Yes, we were right.
Yes, we were. Yes. Yeah.
I played Wingspan.
How could you tell? As right now, Falcon with the drive rush, but eats the air throw. Nice from Strider, but there's the overdrive Shoryu on Wake Up.
Oh, that was a risky faraway drive reversal from Strider, but fortunately for him, he was not punished for his troubles. John Falcon is stuck on a low bit of life, but Strider, low drive gauge, actually empty drive gauge.
Yeah, right now he's kind of burnt out. Rashid, we've seen, doesn't really need the drive gauge to put the pressure on, but unfortunately got caught with the overhead and is going to eat the level 2 to close it out with the blast right through the chest.
Yeah, a little excessive with the meter usage. I think a level 1 could have gotten a kill, but I don't know Akuma's combo routes. However, a win is a win. Take it.
Yeah, you know, even if it's a little excessive, you take it if it gets you the win. If it gets you the win, worth at that point. And right now, seeing Strider locked down in the corner a little bit, the Hadokens, the projectiles, and there it is, trying to move out of the corner, eats the punch into the combo, and just like that, Falcon keeping him locked down.
This is not locked down. This is just punching him in the face. Falcon should have enough for a level 2, but doesn't need it. Falcon with a perfect. Lightstrider needs to just get some movement going. They're trying to slug it out against Falcon, and it's not working out for them.
No, too much fighting in the box, it seems like. It's sort of playing into like Akuma's playstyle, but Strider looks like he's finding a little bit of that wiggle room. Moves away from the demon flip and counters it. And right now, move right into perfect Akuma striking distance.
Yeah, Akuma, the spacing that Falcon is keeping is extremely, it's textbook, it's classic. And Strider is just not, he's trying to crack the nut, but is getting nothing for it.
Yeah, it's not really getting much to break right with Falcon. Falcon playing a really smart, tempered game. There's something to be said about, despite the frenzied offense, the patience as we see it pay off right there, waiting for Strider to make a mistake to fight out of the corner and then punishing appropriately with the Shoryu to take the round.
Yeah, match point for Falcon. One more match and he's going to be sitting at a comfortable 2-0 lead.
Right now, keeping the Hado in his back pocket, but Lightstrider punishing, closing the distance. Nice drive reversal. The Shakunetsu Hadoken, the Fire Hadoken, coming out as it seems like they're both trying to assert their wills here, and it's kind of a stalemate with Strider getting the corner position but not able to capitalize. And there's the opening Falcon was looking for.
Oh, you're right. Strider had both the corner position and the drive gauge advantage. However, one jump around from Falcon, and he manages to recover both positioning and gauge. Spends it all, but he's going to go ahead and end this on the Falcon punch. and he's going to show us some more moves into the next match with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 2-0 going into the next game. This one, if Falcon wins it, that will take Falcon into grand finals.
Yeah, we will have a run. We will have, as a possible match, a run back of Falcon versus Kid Austin, which Falcon did fumble the ball with his OD reversals. But Strider's the unknown, and unfortunately right now, he has not found the adjustments needed to overtake Falcon.
No, right now it's like he himself is walking into a mixer of his own with Akuma, but right there with the punish into the drive rush, the eagle kick, pushing in, and then there's the counter and sort of flipping the momentum, demon flip into the low, but still keeps in his face. A shooter warp grab, jump over with the punish.
Finally. Looks like there's some life in Strider. Winged, when you're in a situation where you're losing and you get your first match win, what's going through your mind?
What's going at that point, it's feeling like, okay, I can do this. It's like you're down, but it's like, okay, I can beat him. You kind of get that confidence back just by being able to take one round. It's like, theoretically, I can do this. Like, okay, I'm not outmatched. This isn't an impossible, mountain to climb. I can do this. So it kind of builds up that momentum again. And I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of that in Strider's playstyle here.
Yeah, Strider hasn't had, oh no, it was looking okay for Strider, but the demon grab, this is going to be all Falcon. The Falcon will take flight unless Strider does something drastic and big.
Right now, playing patient, blocking. Drive rush pushing in. There's the drive reversal by Falcon.
That was the right call. Unfortunately, he did that too slow. By the time he was able to rush in, Falcon had meter. And now Falcon it seems like he's toying with his food. Strider going to throw the level 2. He is doing everything. Yeah, I like that. He's going to stand in the tornado and is just going to use it to gain drive gauge and positioning. Strider is fighting with everything they got. That's the second drive reversal, but Strider will not die. This eagle is belonging in the skies, and if Falcon's not careful, he's going to get clipped too.
Oh, this is real good defensive play here. Nice blocks by Strider. He's about to get burnt out. Nice punish, opens him up, gets the push through. Here we go, but Strider's burnt out.
Doesn't have enough. Watch out for the time. There's 9 seconds. There's 9 seconds. Strider closes it out. He closes it out. He shut the door. This is not a shutdown. It is a 2-1. Great job, Strider.
Strider is not done. He took the game. Now the confidence is building. Now he's like, I can take games off of him. Now let's see where I can go. And just like that, Falcon's looking at the situation and going, no, I need to close this out. I need to make sure he doesn't build this momentum. Strider getting the air throw. You're seeing a lot more of that moveset mobility. We're seeing a lot more of that utility, of his moveset here.
Oh no, Strider did not capitalize on that hurricane kick. It's like what we were saying, when you get your first win, you do get more confident. However, that confidence turns into cockiness, and Strider is back in the loser seat and has a 1-match deficit.
Ooh, it's not over yet, but Falcon right now, we're going to see what he does here. Pushes in with the throw. Going to jump over with the air huddle. Yes, he does. Oh, there's the heavy kick. There's Akuma's bread and butter. Going to keep that pressure going.
Yes, however, Strider is trying to show that bread and butter is not on the menu. There's going to be something a little bit more expensive, a little bit more fancy, and something that they ordered. And Strider, great use of the fireball. And we have pushed Falcon all the way from the right corner to the left, and I love this call. I love this call.
Yeah. Coast to coast and then trying to keep the pressure on. He tried the level 1, eats the level 2, into the mixer, through the tornado, and Strider takes a round. Strider is fighting at the death. He is scrapping all the way through.
Yeah, Strider was going coast to coast, but here comes the money and takes that match.
And right now, coming through with the eagle kick, pushing through with the tornado. Oh, seeing the huddle, trying to push through. There's the EX demon flip, the overdrive.
The overdrive went over Strider's tornado. Strider made the right call to use the tornado to protect the air, but the demon flip angle was just too sharp. We're throwing in another level 3. This is the Falcon punch. I'm sorry, Strider. You showed some great life. Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive.
Got a pixel.
A magic pixel! I hate using cliches, but it's a pixel by a dream, and he's dreaming of a level 2!
Here we go using, oh, he used it for mobility. Eagle kicked right underneath Akuma's neutral jump, landed and punished it, and just like that, Falcon takes the set 3-1. Spectacular play all around on that one.
Last Strider showed us to the last breath, the last drop of life, the last little bit of drive gauge that they had the heart and soul and determination to take that win. That is still, while it's only 1-3, that one is an important one.
That was a fantastic match. I can't get over the defensive patience in that previous set. That previous match in that set. The defensive patience that Light Strider was showing, blocking everything, keeping composed, parrying what he could when he had meter, blocking when he didn't, or blocking when he was able to afford to block, being able to wait it out, and then finally getting that little opening, punishing drive rush, and then starting to open up and realizing I can beat this man. It was a fantastic win from Light Strider in that match. Unfortunately, Falcon was able to close it out in 3-1, but still, fantastic set from both players. Falcon advances, but Light Strider getting the moral victory in that regard, I would say.
Right, we are at grand finals. It's one of the funny things about this situation is that the previous match, Falcon was the one, was the god. However, just in a blink of an eye and a bracket switch, it's now Falcon that's the underdog because Falcon is in losers and Kid Austin is in winners. And Kid Austin, I just want to remind everyone, I had the pleasure of fighting Kid Austin and the misfortune of getting mollywopped by them.
And we've seen Kid Austin's offense in this tournament. We've seen what Kid Austin's capable of doing, those traps, those setups with the Blanca-chan. We've seen, the great use of the install for level 2. He's not afraid to use his meter as it comes to him. So it's going to be interesting to see if Falcon can avenge his loss, because I believe it was Kid Austin that knocked Falcon into loser's bracket.
Whoa. This is not I don't think this is a preemptive button check. I think Kid Austin had a pocket edge that he saved just for Falcon.
That's interesting, because we saw him look at the colors for Blanca. It's like, am I going to pick Blanca? Nah, it goes right to Ed. That's funny. Or is
no.
Wait.
It is
okay.
a button check.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, like, was this going to be an actual match with the Ed? That would have been interesting. But now we might be seeing a Blanca and Akuma, the rematch, which is also going to be interesting to see if adjustments were made on Falcon's end here.
Okay, we're in a back-to-back situation. Falcon just finished an incredible set against Last Strider, and Kid Austin is fighting quote-unquote cold. Who do you think this situation favors?
Ooh, that's an interesting scenario there. I don't think fighting cold has affected Kid Austin too much in that regard. And then on the flip side, like you said, it was a fantastic set with Strider, and having to deal with Strider, on the attempted comeback. There might be some of those nerves off of that set as well, because even if you win a set like that, it's still like, it's not mental, damage or emotional damage, but there's still the nerves, like, whew, okay. And maybe like this sort of reset, this sort of button check was maybe something that Falcon wanted to kind of get the jitters out before playing the game. So maybe Falcon's feeling a little bit of that going into these grand finals. I feel like that this might favor Austin a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, that is a very good observation. The button check slowed things down for both fighters, but when I like to call it the back-to-back, especially in the grand final situation, you either want to stay warm or you want to, as in Falcon's case, cool your head so you're not doing anything careless.
Yeah, and as we see there, immediately Austin with the jump in, immediately Falcon kind of with the Shoryu, so we're getting right underway. Kid Austin in the corner, but reverses that immediately, but there's the overdrive Shoryu on wake up.
This match is already looking even, while Austin is hitting Falcon less because of the life difference. They look about even, and Falcon needs to close this match out. Great uppercut.
Good Good call out with the Shoryu. Good read, rather, with the Shoryu there. Taking it out as, oh, Falcon tries it again, but Kid Austin counters appropriately. Launches into his install, and as we said, not afraid to use the meter. Does the Blanca chant in the other direction, but still makes use of it. Sets him up for the corner pressure.
So what happened there was Blanca went for the walk back Blanca ball, but because he was spaced just far enough, it allowed Falcon to miss the Shoryuken, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, and right, just like that, we're going in the final round. Kid Austin asserting his pressure in that last round and being able to pretty much walk through and do some heavy work there.
Yeah, we are at grand finals. This is the first to 3 wins. Kid Austin is in the winner's side, meaning he will only need to win 3 games. And if he takes this match, it's just going to be 2 more. So, whoa, look at that. He's waiting for an uppercut. Great patience from Falcon.
Yeah, saw that he was dancing and jumping around a little bit, and Falcon just waited for the right opportunity to pop him for it. And right now we see Kid Austin trying to combo, trying to wear him down a little bit, but Falcon pushing in a little bit, and just like that, we're back at a little bit of a stalemate until the jump over into the punish.
Yeah, we got a dead Akuma on aisle 5, a dead Akuma on aisle 5, clean up on aisle 5, there's a dead Akuma.
And just like that, cleaned it up, swift him across the way, and decided to go, you know what, you go over here, you're done. And just like that, took him out, takes the game. 2 more games to go. Kid Austin can walk away grand finals.
Blocked OD Blanca Ball Falcon is being a lot more patient. He's not they're not biting when they should, when they don't need to be, but they need to bite when the bait is actually not bait.
Yeah, and just like that, we see Falcon, trying to force him to open up a little bit, but just does the throw escape. Oh, Kid Austin with the punish, force him into the corner. Now we're seeing a lot more judicious use, and more liberal use, rather, of the Blanca-chan trap.
Yes, and speaking of liberal use, Falcon is being more liberal with their offense and the drive gauge. Great use of the OD Shoryuken, and now the throw, and they are up a match.
Yeah, and just like that, sort of asserting themselves there. That a sort of warp command grab. Players don't see it coming a lot of the time. Kid Austin pushing it immediately. There's the counter to the wake up. Shoryu. We've seen how that sets the tone for these matches.
We don't want to be whiffing OD moves, especially on a Blanca with level 2. But Falcon, great throws to throw, but gets caught by Blanca-chan. But Falcon punches out. Falcon just challenges.
Yeah, picks it right back up, just challenges right through, but not enough as Kid Austin with the flip kick going into another final round situation.
However, fortunately for Falcon, Kid Austin has burned the level 2, meaning that Falcon needs to put Austin away before Austin can or gains level 2.
Right now he's got level 1. We've seen level 1 come to use here as well. Kid Austin.
Level 1's not level 2, Winged.
Nope, it's not. But we've seen him use meter. We've seen him use meter any which way he can use it. And there's the Blanca-chan trap. Oh, and there's the overdrive Shoryu punishing the drive impact.
No, does he? He has enough life. He had enough life to take the drive impact. Falcon, please. Oh, that was a punish, but it was
scary.
not. Oh no, he went for Raging Demon. Gets slid on.
Jumped over the demon. You know what? I see what he was going for there. I saw what he was trying to do. The demon in this game in my view, feels a little bit safer than it has in previous games. It was a very
whoa,
risky play,
wait.
but
Sorry to interrupt, but check it out. Look on deck. Look on deck right now.
Oh boy, we're seeing Guile.
I know what Falcon is thinking. Austin has been having very liberal use of doing Blanca balls right side of the range. The flash kick has insane anti-air opportunities. He wants to lock the air down. See,
and you
right
see
there.
it 2 in a row. 2 flash kicks in a row, just as you called it, right there.
This is a bad matchup for Blanca. I know this. I play this matchup a lot. Sonic Boom and Flash Kick can lock down the air and Blanca Ball. Meanwhile, Guile's normals are long and can punish a lot of things that Blanca can throw out. This is a counter pick.
Okay. So this is going to be a situation where it's going to be
right there.
Advantage. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Oh, the Sonic Hurricane. Good play there.
And with the blade out there, Austin is not able to approach with the Blanca Ball. This is some smart matchup data. Uses the long legs of Guile to punish the forward heavy, and Falcon finally gets a matchup on the board.
Yeah, a good call on the switch, and very good call with your analysis on the matchup itself. Akuma being someone with a very set playstyle, but Guile having a playstyle that runs completely counter to Blanca's. Even trying to low profile the Sonic Boom gets him met with a counter. And right now, we see Kid Austin trying to scrap out of it, but is eating flash kicks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
However, this is not going to be as easy as Falcon wants. I don't know if they noticed, but Austin has a pocket Guile. I have trained with Austin's Guile. And this is going to be, Austin has the knowledge and is using it quite formidably.
Okay, yeah, this is right now the Blanca with the level 2, but doesn't get it done as he eats a Sonic Boom for his troubles. Falcon taking his first game in this, not over yet.
First game to Falcon, great use of the character switch. This is the second time we've had a character switch in the tournament, and both times it's been very fruitful to the character switchers.
Yeah, it's a good readout on the data that they've gathered in their play as well. And as we see Kid Austin fighting out, using the Blanca ball to close distance, try to force some pressure, but Falcon still playing that keep away, trying to punish, and gets the flash kick on the jump in. He's been really nailing those flash kicks.
Yeah, Kid Austin, did you see how they went for the ball right after Guile stood up? They wanted to do so. They're timing their approach when Guile has charge. But 45 frames is an incredibly short period of time, but not as short as 26 frames for the drive impact.
Oh, drive impact into a side switch, putting down in the corner, and gets the stun with a drive impact, sets up the Blanca-chan. This, if it's not dropped, should end.
Oh, this is definitely going to end.
No.
Oh, I called it wrong. Commentator's curse. Drive reversal. Flash kick, throw the... Oh, Guile didn't throw the blade, but didn't need to. OD flash kick. This is match point. Will John Falcon tie it up? But Kid Austin, already in that match, has been putting holes in Falcon's defenses.
Yeah, we've seen Kid Austin start to realize what Falcon's trying to do here, but Falcon's playstyle has been really patient, really smart, chiming out those flash kicks. But here we go, Kid Austin with the level 2 install, going to the Blanca ball, like a pinball, bouncing off Guile, sending him to the corner, Blanca-chan trap, and here we go.
Yeah, that was Guile's one chance to do a move. Jump back heavy was not the answer we're looking for. Kid Austin is making sure that they get punished for that missed guessed answer on this test.
Yeah, right now, good throw. Oh, wow. Whiffed right through with the OD overdrive reversal flash kick. And just like that, Kid Austin is right now at set point.
Yeah, Kid Austin understood. The last time that he was in that situation, he lost. This time he waited for the flash kick. Falcon delivered. Again. I mean, we are creatures of habit, my friend. We will do the same things, especially if they work.
Yeah, if this ain't broke, don't fix it. But right now, Kid Austin is showing that there are a few cracks in there that might warrant some repair. As right now, trying to push in.
Great check with the standing heavy from Falcon, but Kid Austin, not enough space to send Guile into the corner. Falcon better play some keep away. Great. He did not throw the flash kick, understood that he wasn't in the optimal range. And Austin,
I like the neutral jumps. Like those.
Yeah, Austin is making... Austin wants Falcon to flash.
Yes.
As a Guile practitioner, Austin knows the distance of flash kick. Misses the combo.
The level 1 whipped.
Safe jump. Yep, this is the safe jump setup. Flash kick to the combo. Throws the boom. Finally, low profile. Not low enough. Stands up. Waits for the...
Overdrive flash kick on the jump in. Falcon taking another game. Now Falcon wins one more game, reset. Kid Austin wins one more game, that's the tournament.
I wanted to put an extra detail. Falcon waited just long enough for that Blanca ball to cross cut so he didn't flash kick in the opposite direction. That was awareness and timing. Great job, Falcon.
Really smart play there. Yeah, really good timing there. Good call. Being able to realize that if you do it too soon, you'll just whiff right past them. And right now, Falcon keeping the pressure going. Sonic Blade in the corner. Oh, tried to throw. Falcon jumped away from it.
Yeah, these jumps that you are watching right now, they're not random. They're Kid Austin trying to bait a reaction using the Blanca hub. And now Falcon stuck in the corner. We got a dizzy Guile. Guile is dizzy, my friends, and he is going to be seeing stars along with the stripes.
Yeah, no matter how many times Guile has flown in the air, you can't stop that level of vertigo. But right now, Kid Austin finding his way out of the corner. or fighting his way into the corner as Falcon throws him out of the corner. Excuse me. I got a little bit of reverse there myself.
We're at reset point. We're at reset point, Wing. Can Falcon put it all the way?
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Activating the level 2 does Kid Austin. Right now, Falcon trying to Sonic Boom, but gets the low heavy on a punish. Tries the drive rush, eats a Blanca Ball for his troubles.
And gets a drive impact. This is looking all Kid Austin. He gets a little greedy. Falcon throws the level 3. Is this CA? No, it's not CA.
No, it's not. Just barely not CA.
Just barely. But Austin has no drive gauge. He's stuck on no man's land. Great use of the crouching heavy. No, half and half suplex. And we got a reset. We got a reset.
Our reset has come true. Grand finals with the reset, taking it right to the brink. 3-2. And now we're going to see another set between these two players. Falcon with the amazing call to switch to Guile, knowing the matchup as well as he does. You know, great call by my co-commentator about the Guile matchup with Blanca coming right to fruition. The Guile play completely neutralizing the Blanca play. And now we're going to see if Kid Austin's going to stick with the Blanca. Does he have a pocket Ed? Is this going to be another button check?
Is this
Are
the
we
actual
cooling
pocket?
off?
Yeah, is this the actual pocket Ed, or is this somebody burning the clock to get things cooled down? Because if my opponent just scored a reset on me, I'm stalling so that their adrenaline rush simmers down.
Yeah, there's a point where you're playing in these matches and you have to regard how the opponent is jacked up and how they're feeling in that opponent. But if you can drain the adrenaline in their soul in that situation, then maybe at that point you'll be able to sort of reclaim that position yourself and be able to sort of level it out and then go into the next round back on an even keel.
Yeah, if I'm Kid Austin right now, I'm waiting for flash kicks. I'm wanting to bait flash kicks. I need to approach when my opponent has no charge. Kid Austin is going to be very conscious of when Guile walks forward. When Guile walks forward, he's got no charge.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going right into the first match of our Grand Finals reset. And right there, you know, we're seeing it again. Second versus same as the first a little bit here. A little bit of the same strategy, but Kid Austin adding a little more mobility to his play, it looks like.
Oh, Holiday, if you came in earlier, we had like Goldberg references and suplex references. We're here for wrestling. Okay. Kid Austin scouts the OD flash kick. Falcon is in a bad shape, up against the corner, tries to jump out. That was a weird exchange.
Ooh, just met them in the air with the chop. Oh, yeah, that was kind of an interesting one. But right now, Kid Austin with the stun in the corner, going for the combo. This one should kill. Yes, it does.
Kid Austin is not going to be so taken out easily. He's starting to understand the match. And he's elevated.
Strategy.
It looks like he's growing up. He's becoming less 1-2-3 kid and more X-Pac right now.
He's growing as a player right now in front of us as he's taking more and more, you know, as you mentioned, elevated. He's being more elevated to the sky as he's jumping to and fro. But right there, the level 2 install was met with a punish.
Great patience. Falcon waited for the flash kick, saw a ball, and just like throw it. Both Sonic Boom and flash kick long. Oh, too early from Falcon.
Too early from Falcon, and a good read, I would say, by Austin, using a more short-range version of the move to not jump all the way into the flash kick. I feel like Kid Austin's been adapting to Guile's reach pretty well so far.
He comboed off of that. That was an interesting interaction. However, level 1 takes the match.
There we go. Kid Austin going up 1-0 against the Guile.
Yeah, that little break that happened at the character selection screen benefited Kid Austin. He had time to stop, reevaluate the match in his head, and is playing more to counter the specific habits of Falcon.
Right. We saw it when we first started Grand Finals, the little bit of a cooldown period that Falcon, I feel like Falcon needed. Now we're seeing Kid Austin warmed up enough, but now also cooling down Falcon with that little momentum shift, clearing his head a bit as we're going into this game. Dodges the overdrive flash kick and punishes with a combo.
Throwing the level 1. Falcon, I want to say one of the stories of this match is he's been getting great results out of roundhouse sweep counter and getting it in the optimal position, because that move is extremely unsafe. But every time he throws it, he's been landing it.
Yeah, that's been a very, very good timing on his end to be able to, kind of whiff out when he can throw that move and not get hammered for it. Just see Kid Austin there with a good throw, blocking Sonic Booms, but there's the heavy, but doesn't get the flash kick follow-up.
Yeah, it's not at the optimal spacing, and one thing that you give up when you do the full combo is that you don't get the hard knockdown. The heavy sweep gets hard knockdown, and when you're Guile, that's amazing for you.
Ooh, and right now Kid Austin with the pressure in the corner, level 2 install, drive rush, Blanca Ball, Blanca-chan into the Blanca Ball again, and there's the finish on that round. Kid Austin up 2-0.
Yeah, the adjustment that Kid Austin has made going from being nearly destroyed in that last set to getting 2 rounds unanswered is an amazing testament to his skill level as a player.
Yeah, his skill level, his adaptation right now, we've been seeing it play out here as we go into the next game. Right now, Falcon making some adjustments, keeping the pressure going, but instead getting punished for it immediately. Oh, but punishes right back.
Yeah, Falcon is starting to recognize that he can't just sit and be Guile. He can't just turtle his way in, especially with Austin baiting out his reactions. He needs to dictate the pace and get Austin to, feel a little out of his skin right now.
Yeah, the best way to do it would be do what he can to make him uncomfortable in this sort of scenario. Do non-Guile-like things, which seems to be working. Sonic Blade in the corner, but he jumps out of it, gets the combo as a punish.
Got caught hitting buttons, and Austin is going to go ahead and cinch this out. This is tournament point Austin. Is the fairy tale ending of Falcon's character switch coming to an end?
Who knows? Right now, Falcon proved to be, going against the grain, being the rebel heart in this situation with the parry, pushing in, but Kid Austin still has that install.
Yeah, Kid Austin might be answering the rebel heart by showing us that he is the head of the jungle, and he is going to be putting food on the table and be the returning king of the ring of this tournament.
The Blanca-chan was used there, got a little bit to set up the throw, but now he's in the corner with the throws, gets him with the overdrive flash kick, and it goes back to the zoning game a little bit.
One thing that Falcon didn't do is he landed the drive rush crouching fierce. He could have flashed after that. This is looking okay. This is looking okay for Falcon. He's got distance, he's got gauge, and more importantly, he's getting his drive gauge to recover. Wow, great pickup. He's going to throw to level 3.
Yes, he does. Going for the crossfire somersault. Going to do some hefty damage. Not going to kill, though.
And he's going to throw a boom because, oh no! That was a dead Austin. Crossfire somersault leaves you at an optimal space for a fireball trap. He didn't get it. Fortunately for him, he managed to just win the match anyway.
Yeah, didn't get the timing for it, but right now, dead Austin, but revived here with a level 2 install to start what could be the final round here, as this last round goes in Austin's favor. That's the tournament. Look at that damage. Look at the loops. The Blanca-chan into the overdrive flash kick. Blanca-chan still in the corner.
That was the first time his Falcon's crouching roundhouse was blocked, and this is going to be it. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, your return to King's final champion, Kid Austin.
Kid Austin with the amazing Blanca gameplay here at King Returns 15 in Richmond, Virginia, coming in fantastic set against John A. Falcon when that caused the reset, and then Austin made the adjustments, went in and took it 3-0. Well played all the way around. We saw some fantastic matches there.
So what do you guys think about how we do things here in Richmond, freaking Virginia?
Was that to us or is that to chat?
That was to everyone in general.
Oh, woo! Richmond!
Yeah.
The ghost of the Shadow Realm has come forth to all of you.
That's right. I have been watching and waiting from my perch like Sting, except unlike how he's been lately, I won't be jumping off that perch. I'll just be condescending down in a fairly safe manner. to tell both of you that you did a great job. Thank you both, G Force and Wing Region, for stepping up as heavily as you did to commentate an area that has yielded Evo champions. Did you know that?
Uh,
Ooh,
Remind
really?
us.
Well, for
Please
one,
remind
there's
us.
me. I won Cross Tekken.
Cross check-in. Yes. That,
There,
yeah, that I'm aware of.
there's Vicky Viper. She's once. I think she won Sailor Moon once at Evo.
I didn't know Vicky Viper was from Richmond, Virginia. That's
Yep.
you're got a actual like storied history in your town for Evo champs. That's pretty cool.
I
That is
think
amazing.
Jin Master placed as the highest American back in Tekken 5 at Evo, but we don't talk about him. He's a deviant. Anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, that's old school Tekken lore for those of you who were on Tekken Saibatsu back in 2000. Know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the deviant Jin Master. Anyway, so as you guys know, especially you guys watching from Richmond, I am running a big event on the 22nd at the Henrico Sports Event Center at Immersecon. I want you guys to be there. I'm going to advertise a lot more next week because I'm going to be showing footage of Street Fighter Cross Tekken because I'll be airing that and recording that from Baltimore this Saturday at the Map Technologies building. For those of you interested in joining a future King Returns, the King Returns 16, that will be the first Saturday of July. We always do King Returns at the first of the month, the first Saturday of the month, I should say. So if you guys got time on the first Saturday of every month, drop by Domstar Games and check out what we've got in the rotation. I think July we're going to not just run the main games, Strive, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. We'll also be bringing back for one weekend only Mortal Kombat 1. I tried pushing that early on. It did not last very long, but we'll figure maybe add to make the heart grow fonder, right? Especially now most characters are out. And then in August, we get to have the Crosswire special. Street Fighter Cross Tekken will be a game at the King Return 17 in the first Saturday of August. That'll be exciting.
That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, GeForce is the tag I use on Discord. However, my FGC tag is Captain No Fun. I mainly commentate out of California, so this is the first time I get to commentate for an East Coast crowd. And you all have been very welcoming, both in the booth and in chat. And I loved every minute of today.
So for those of you in Virginia, you'll get to see GeForce in person on the second Saturday of August, the 8th, because he will be the Street Fighter 6 commentator for Beast in the East. And you guys know how deeply rooted I am in that event. I'm really excited about the rapidly growing FGC presence at Beast the East, and GeForce will be a part of it.
Yes, it's actually my first regional. Beast in the East was where I got my start in the competitive FGC scene. My wife pressured me into competing. I didn't want to, and she said, "Go do it," and I did it, and it was one of the great decisions that she made for me. So to come back to Beast in the East in a commentating position after I went home to California and started commentating and being on the grind really hard, it's really affirming of the community of fighting games, especially the community that Virginia has fostered.
And how about you, Winged Regent? What do you have to look forward to and tell these wonderful folks watching, whether it be here or on YouTube, about following your vocal endeavors within the FGC or your competitive endeavors, if that is your cup of tea that particular weekend?
Well, right now, first off, my Twitter handle is Lawrence M underscore WR. But the handle that you'll know me by on Twitch, on pretty much anything that you can find me on would be Winged Regent. Most of the things that I have been doing has been focused currently on the online scene. Maybe one day in the future we'll see what happens, whatever direction the wind blows in regards to going out to a location. But right now, I believe next week, Saturday, I will be doing some Tekken 8 commentary for the Dogs of War tournament in Mexico, hosted by Anya. So that would be, I believe, the next commentary endeavor that I do have actually scheduled. But if you want to see any other of the commentary positions that I may be doing in the future. Again, my Twitter handle, Lawrence M underscore WR. Give that a follow, and you'll be able to see what I'm up to in regards to fighting games or in regards to my writing and editing endeavors.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say, Winged, it was a real fun following off of you in the booth, especially exchanging wrestling references. Uh, I hope you enjoyed the time as much as I did.
Oh, this was a blast. I mean, you call yourself Captain No Fun, but I believe that name's a misnomer. This was really fun to share the booth with you, and
That's the
thank you for
joke.
having me here.
That's
I
the joke.
That's the joke. Oh no, I explained the joke. Oh no, ruined.
Well, that
And
depends on
I'll,
what kind of wrestling you watch. Want to watch some 60-minute Bruno Sammartino, Larry Zbyszko matches? Those can be very much not fun.
how about some Chris
Mm.
Champion versus Don Valentine?
Ooh, that's some good stuff
Ooh.
for that
No,
European
that's the
wrestling.
opposite of good
It's
stuff.
the
That's
opposite of because I was like,
no, you watch it. Like Don Valentine's is a horrible jobber. I love it. I love trash fire wrestling.
Well,
Uh,
that's different strokes of bad. You can also have ones where it's like watching paint dry. Hence the
but
aforementioned Zbyszko match. Anyway, thank you both, and it's good to see Anya still doing her stuff as well. But I won't go too much into that. Anya, for those of you who keep track of the deep Psycho Blue 9 and Crosswire's lore, is the reigning Tekken Tag 2 EVO Weekend champion. Hopefully, someone will run it again this coming EVO so she can defend her crown. But I will let you guys enjoy your evening. You guys did fantastic. Thank you so much. And for those of you watching, thank you for all the support you have given us and the players who competed at the King Returns 15. This is Psycho Blue, conductor of the Hype Train, Mr. Hype Gems, hashtag Crosswires, and today bringing you the wonderful background noise to the hype that you witnessed is Winged Regent and G-Force. We will see each and every one of you next time in whatever venue or whenever date may come to pass. Have a good evening, everyone.